punch Naruto's ticket. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it, Naruto said gratefully. Urza shook her head in disbelief. Oh Naruto, even after this conductor treats you like this, you still muster the energy to thank him. You are certainly one of a kind. So, what exactly is the cargo that we are supposedly guarding? Naruto asked out of curiosity as he and Urza took a seat beside the train window. From what I read on the job request, I believe it is gold and diamonds. Word about trains transporting these luxurious gems spreads quickly, unfortunately to the wrong people as well. There have been numerous cases of cargo trains being hijacked and completely stripped of their cargo. So it is not uncommon for wizards to go on escorting jobs like this one, Urza explained. And where is this train headed? Naruto continued. I believe it is transporting cargo to Clover Town, which is just ahead of Magnolia Town. It is also the town where the guild masters meet, Urza answered. Naruto nodded in understanding. I see. It is much tamer than the escorting mission that Grandma Tsunade would send me on. Even my very first escorting mission wasn't as easy and simple as this one. Naruto recalled his genin days with Team. The train soon began moving, making its way toward Clover Town. For a while, Naruto and Urza sat in silence, listening to the train move along the tracks. But soon, Urza wanted to strike up a conversation with Naruto. She thought this was the perfect opportunity to bond with him more. She wanted to ask him questions, but she was afraid of stirring up unwanted memories. Well, Naruto, are you enjoying yourself so far? Urza started. Naruto remained silent before replying, Yes, I am. I'm glad to hear that. So, what do you plan on doing after this job? Urza continued. To be honest, I'm not quite sure. The only thing I can really do is continue to immerse myself in this new world. Learn more about magic, learn more about wizards, the neighboring towns of Magnolia, how guilds are set up, and more. So much to do, Naruto said. Not only that, I want to spend more time with you and the rest of the guild members. You guys are my new family. To me, a family is everything. I want to do everything in my power to cherish and protect everyone. No matter how many times I say it, no words can ever describe how thankful I am to be graciously taken in and accepted by you all, Naruto voiced emotionally. Oh Naruto, you silly boy. Fairy Tail will always welcome you with open arms. We will always be here. We love our family very much. We will love you always. Once you are a fairy, you will forever be a fairy, Urza said proudly. Thank you, Naruto replied softly, giving a small smile. For a while, the atmosphere between the two warriors was light and warm. Urza enjoyed the quiet time together, wishing it could last forever. However, their peace was soon interrupted by a light thud from the roof of the train. Both Naruto and Urza noticed it, immediately standing up in alarm, readying themselves for whatever might come next. So it wasn't just me, right? You heard it too? Urza asked for confirmation. Judging from the sound, I'm assuming we have an unwanted visitor, Naruto affirmed. Unfortunately, I don't think he's our only unwanted visitor, Urza replied. The two remained still, silent and alert. They listened to faint footsteps as they made their way across the roof of the train. Urza, brace yourself, I'm sensing an oncoming visitor, Naruto warned. Urza nodded knowingly, and just as Naruto had predicted, a man in his mid-40s, dressed in all-black attire and equipped with a jetpack, zoomed through the sky and crashed into the side of the train through the window beside the two warriors. Naruto and Urza quickly evaded the impact as the jetpack-wielding man jolted against the wall of the train and fell, dazed. Following him through the shattered window was another man, appearing to be in his mid-30s and dressed in black. He rushed over to help his disoriented companion, who slowly stood up and shrugged off the broken jetpack. Hey boss, you good? He asked jokingly. The boss, still slightly dazed, took a moment to steady himself before flashing a big grin at his accomplice and replying, I'm super. The two chuckled smugly before turning their attention to Naruto and Urza. Hey boss, who are these people? They look so lame, one of them remarked with a smirk. They don't matter. Just hurry up and collect the goods, and we're out of here, the boss replied nonchalantly, as if Naruto and Urza weren't even there. Alright boss. If you say so, the accomplice responded, and they began to move toward the locked-up diamonds and gold. What fools, Urza sighed in annoyance. Naruto, let me handle this. There's no need for you to waste your time and energy on these incompetent thieves. Naruto chuckled playfully as he watched Urza march over to the two intruders, blocking their path to the vault. With her arms folded across her chest, Urza gave them a stern look. I wouldn't do that if I were you, she warned. But the two intruders just laughed. What can a little girl like you do to us? The boss taunted. Don't think that just because you're wearing armor we're scared of you, the other one chimed in. One final warning. Get out before I have to take action, Urza said, remaining unfazed. The boss grunted in frustration. Fine, be like that, he sighed. I really don't want to lay a hand on a pretty young lady like you, but you leave me no choice. Poor guy. He's about to get outmatched by Urza. Naruto thought, watching in amusement. The boss then lunged at Urza, curling his hand into a fist. However, she swiftly dodged his punch, grabbing his arm, twisting it, and effortlessly throwing him over her shoulder. He landed on the floor of the train, panting in shock, while his accomplice stood frozen, trembling in fear. Urza turned to the two foolish thieves. I suggest you take your partner in crime and leave before I have to do the same thing to you, she warned again. This time, her warning seemed effective, as the remaining thief quickly helped his dazed boss. He threw his boss's arm over his shoulder and they exited through the window they had originally crashed through. You're pretty scary, Urza. You should take it easy, Naruto teased. Urza laughed. Well, Naruto, if I weren't scary, those thieves wouldn't have learned their lesson. If you say so, Naruto chuckled. So, how are we supposed to fix this window? We can't just leave it like this. That I'm not too sure about. I guess we'll just have to wait for this train to arrive safely at its destination. Then we'll figure out a way to fix this, Urza said. Fine by me, Naruto nodded in agreement. During the rest of the train ride, despite the gap left by the shattered window, Naruto and Urza were still able to enjoy the peace and quiet. Naruto chuckled softly, remind me to never anger you. I doubt you ever will, Urza replied lightheartedly. Eventually, the train arrived at its final destination, Clover Town. Before they stepped off the train, they stopped to greet the conductor. Sir, I am so sorry for the damage we've caused along the way. We will do whatever we can to compensate for our carelessness, Urza apologized. The conductor raised his hand in forgiveness. It's okay. I forgive you. Don't worry about it, I will take care of it. After all, you kept the cargo safe, and that's what matters. You did your job. Here, before you leave, take this. The conductor held out a small brown pouch filled with gold. Urza bowed politely and accepted the gold before she and Naruto stepped off. But before they completely left the train station, the conductor called out to them. By the way, I sincerely apologize for doubting you earlier, Naruto Uzumaki, the conductor said. Naruto turned around, bowed respectfully, and then he and Urza proceeded into the train station. Come on, Naruto, we need to head to the front desk of this train station to get train tickets for our ride back home, Urza said. Okay, Naruto replied. As they entered the train station, they were once again met with judgmental and weary eyes. This time, Urza paid no attention and continued walking with Naruto. She knew that since the rest of the world had yet to discover that the legendary Naruto Uzumaki was alive, the stares would be a typical occurrence. At times, Urza wished she had never met Naruto. Words couldn't describe how much she hated it when people stared at him like he was an alien. Just ignore them, Urza. It's okay, it doesn't bother me at all. So don't let it bother you either. Just keep going, Naruto reminded her. Sorry, Naruto, I worry about you. It just feels like everywhere you go, you can't truly be yourself, Urza lamented. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it, Naruto replied nonchalantly. Urza looked at him in concern. You're used to it? As they continued walking, they approached the front desk of the train station, where a man in his mid-20s stood, wearing a plain blue button-up shirt and brown slacks. Sat on the desk in front of him was a tag reading, Tom. Tom immediately noticed Naruto and eyed him with curiosity as the two warriors approached the front desk. Good afternoon, sir. May we please have tickets for the 2 p.m. train? Urza asked, snapping Tom out of his daze as he quickly made eye contact with her. Wise. Of course. Tom stuttered, fumbling for the tickets. May I have 2 names? Oh yes, pardon me. I am Urza Scarlet, she replied. And the gentleman behind you? Tom asked nervously as he finished writing down Urza's ticket. Naruto Uzumaki, Urza answered shortly. Tom gulped hard as he wrote down Naruto's name. I've heard rumors that the legendary Naruto Uzumaki is alive and roaming Fiori. I've heard he joined the notorious fairy tale guild. According to the legend, he has wild, blonde, spiky hair, baby blue eyes, and 6 whiskers. 3 on each side. Excuse me? Are you done with our tickets, sir? Urza waved her hand in front of Tom, who was lost in thought. Sir? Mr. Tom? Urza called out again. Tom finally snapped back to reality, bowing his head frantically. My apologies, my apologies. Weiss, I am done. He handed the tickets to Urza, who accepted them politely. Thank you, sir, she said before turning to Naruto and giving him his ticket. Could the rumors really be true? Is that really him? He fits the description perfectly and he's alongside Urza Scarlet, a very well-known member of the Fairy Tale Guild. Tom's thoughts trailed off as he watched Naruto and Urza move further away from the desk. He quickly pushed those thoughts aside as more passengers arrived to check in. Despite Tom's nervousness, Urza appreciated that he didn't spend more time doubting Naruto and simply went along with the process. That guy was really nervous. Poor dude, he needs to relax, Naruto mused. Urza chuckled. I can't really blame him. Eventually, Naruto and Urza arrived at their designated train stop. We still have 10 minutes to spare. Shall we sit? Urza suggested. Naruto nodded and walked over to the nearest wooden bench, letting out a deep breath. Urza joined him, and the two sat in silence until their train arrived. As the train came to a screeching halt, Naruto and Urza stood up and slowly made their way over, stopping behind a line of other passengers. Urza sighed, anticipating what was to come. Naruto noticed her uneasiness. I know you're worried, Urza. But whatever happens, just remain calm. It will be okay, he assured her. Urza nodded as the line moved on. Silly me, he shouldn't have to keep reminding me. But I just can't help it. I don't want to see him treated like this. As they stepped onto the train, they watched the conductor punch each passenger's ticket, name side up. I can feel the harsh stares of everyone around. But I have to ignore them. If Naruto can do it, why can't I? Urza chastised herself. When it was Urza's turn, the conductor punched her ticket after a quick glance. It was easy and simple, no trouble whatsoever. She hoped it would be the same for Naruto. What Urza hadn't expected was for the conductor to allow Naruto to move onto the train without causing a scene. At most, the conductor only gave him a look of skepticism. Nevertheless, both Naruto and Urza were pleasantly surprised and appreciated the conductor's actions. They finally settled down in their seats, and as the train began to move forward, the two enjoyed the ride in peace and silence. At last, Naruto and Urza arrived back in their hometown, Magnolia. While walking back to the Fairy Tale Guild, several thoughts ran through Urza's mind. I feel that Naruto and I have definitely made progress. He hasn't opened up to me yet, but that's okay. I don't expect him to anytime soon. Naruto, you are certainly intriguing. You hide so much, and I know you are still suffering. I just wish there was something I could do. Urza's thoughts continued. As they made their way across town, Urza paid no heed to the stares of the townspeople, lost in her own thoughts. Naruto noticed but decided to let her be as they continued walking. Eventually, they reached the Fairy Tale Guild. The doors were wide open, and the first to notice their return was Mira. Hey guys! That was fast. How did it go? Mira asked cheerfully. It was simple and easy. I wouldn't mind taking jobs like that more often. Although, with jobs this simple, I think I would do fine on my own, Naruto replied as he quickly took a seat at the bar in front of Mira. Welcome back, Naruto. How was your first official job? Gray chimed in, approaching the blonde shinobi, shirtless as usual. It was fine. Urza did most of the work, though. I gotta say, I would have been lost without her, Naruto mused. Urza chuckled. You're too kind, Naruto. Plus, You're still getting familiar with everything here. There's no problem with Urza or the rest of Fairy Tale lending a hand, Lucy added. But do you think you know your way around better now that Urza has taken you out for your first job? Mira asked. I believe I do. I'm still learning, but it won't be long until I know this place like the back of my hand, Naruto answered. That's good to hear, Gray remarked. You guys are really relaxed with jobs coming in and out. It is way different back in the elemental nations, Naruto mentioned. This piqued the interest of Gray, Urza, Lucy, and Mira. What do you mean by that? Mira asked curiously. It is much more formal with how jobs are assigned. For one, the leader of our village personally assigns the jobs, and once they are completed, we report back to our leader, Naruto explained. Do you find jobs back in the elemental nations as easy as the ones here? Lucy asked. Depends. It depends on the type of job I am assigned, Naruto replied. I see, Lucy said. Heya, Naruto. You're back. Natsu shouted in excitement as he and Happy strolled into the guild hall. What's up, Natsu? Naruto replied with equal enthusiasm. So, Naruto, how did the job go? Natsu asked. It went fine. Although Urza did most of the work, Naruto laughed. Say, Naruto, you're not too tired from your job, right? Natsu mused. Not really. It was a pretty easy job, and like I said, Urza did most of the work. Why do you ask? Naruto wondered. Well, if you're not too tired, do you think you could have a spar with me? Natsu inquired. You mean as in a spar? Naruto asked. Yeah, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I know it's really sudden and you just got back from your job, Natsu said. You want to spar right now? Naruto asked again. Yeah. Can we? Natsu replied. Sure. I drew it with my own hands. Wait, Natsu. Naruto just got back from a mission. He hasn't had a break since we met. Why ask for a fight now? Let him take it easy, Urza admonished. But Naruto said it was okay. Natsu protested, pouting. Naruto chuckled softly. Urza, it's fine. I'm completely okay. Urza sighed. I just feel like everything is moving so fast, and you haven't had a chance to settle down. I agree with Urza, but let's see what happens. Natsu has always wanted to spar with Naruto. It will just be a friendly match. We won't let it escalate too much, Mira chimed in. Natsu, you realize how lucky you are, right? Many would love to spar with the legendary Naruto Uzumaki, and here you are, casually challenging him, Gray smirked. I have a question. How are we going to spar without causing a ruckus in town? Naruto asked. We have our own training grounds, very wide and spacious. That should work, Makarov suggested. This is exciting. Mind if we watch? Levi asked eagerly. Of course. Everyone is welcome to watch. Naruto replied. So, what are the rules? Naruto asked as he and Natsu stood on the fairy tale training grounds, facing each other. The spectators watched from the sidelines. The first to be rendered immobile is the loser, Urza explained simply, standing between them with her hand raised, ready to start the fight. Are you both ready? Urza asked. They nodded confidently, and with one final nod, her hand came down, signaling the start of the fight. Let the match begin. Natsu charged at Naruto, who effortlessly vanished from sight. The crowd leaned forward, scanning the dust cloud created by Natsu's charge. He's so fast. It's like he's lightning. Kana exclaimed in awe. Where did he go? Natsu shouted in panic, searching for his opponent as dust filled his eyes. Suddenly he felt a sharp jab to his side and was sent flying across the training grounds. That hurt. Natsu groaned as he got back to his feet, noticing several oddly shaped kunai scattered around. As he tried to keep up with the blur of movement around him, he suddenly yelled, "Ack! Not again! I'm done with this! Fire Dragon, roar!" Natsu shouted, unleashing a torrent of flames, hoping to catch Naruto in the blast. To his dismay, he felt another sharp jab to his side, flinging him across the training grounds once more. These hits are starting to hurt. Natsu grunted, clutching his sides. He unleashed another round of his Fire Dragon, roar. Wow, Naruto is really dominating Natsu, and he hasn't even used any of his special techniques. Just physical attacks. How can simple punches and kicks knock Natsu down like that? Lucy wondered. Oh Lucy, you have no idea. Naruto is incredibly strong. I once got thrown across the room by him, and I thought I'd broken my back. The scary part is, he wasn't even using all his strength, Gray replied. Urza watched intently, which means Naruto is probably holding back with Natsu as well. Just imagine if he didn't hold back at all. Urza shuddered at the thought. If he can deal this much damage while holding back, I can't even imagine what would happen if he went all out. Naruto, you truly live up to your name. Come on, Naruto. Use some techniques on me. Natsu shouted boldly, his fists igniting with flames. Fire Dragon, Iron Fist. Natsu charged forward, activating his Fire Dragon, Claw for a boost. Alright, Natsu, I think it's time to end this fight, don't you? Naruto said as Natsu faced the final blow. Ah! Natsu yelled as he slammed into the outer wall of the training grounds, rendered immobile. Natsu groaned, clutching his sides, his entire body aching. The others rushed to his side, with Gray supporting him. Ding, Natsu, you really got beaten up, Gray remarked. Shut up. You try fighting him. Natsu shot back, annoyed. Naruto chuckled softly as he strolled over to his guild members, his hands tucked in his pockets. Urza waited for him to catch up. So, how are you feeling? She asked, still in awe after witnessing Naruto's effortless victory over Natsu. I'm fine, you should be asking Natsu, Naruto replied playfully. Urza laughed. Well, I'm glad. I'm going to go check on Natsu, Naruto said. So he can get up and challenge you again? Urza teased. You have to give him credit for not backing down. One day, that determination could make all the difference. Naruto defended Natsu. Urza smiled. You're right. Hey Natsu. You feeling alright? Sorry if I pushed you too hard, Naruto said sheepishly as he entered the fairy tale infirmary, where Mira was tending to Natsu. Bandages covered Natsu's upper body. Man Naruto, you're crazy strong. But I promise you, I'm going to train hard every day, and one day, you'll be the one wrapped up in bandages. Natsu smirked, clenching his fist triumphantly. I'm waiting for you, Natsu, Naruto smiled. Now, why don't you let me help you heal? Nah, I'm good, Naruto. I can handle it, Natsu replied confidently. Are you sure? Yeah, of course. Natsu insisted. Naruto chuckled and nodded before leaving the infirmary. Naruto, you're so cool. I swear, one day I will fight you as an equal. Just you wait, Naruto. Did you help him recover? Urza asked as she sat at the bar. Nah, he didn't want me to. I guess he wanted to take this as a learning experience. Good for him, Naruto replied. He really looks up to you, Naruto, Makarov added. I can tell. He wanted to challenge me. He wants to fight me as an equal, and I believe in him. He will grow and mature. One day, he will be strong enough to hold his own against me, Naruto said with hope. Well anyway, what are you going to do now? Do you even have a place to stay? Lucy asked. I don't. I'm not sure if I have enough money to stay at a hotel, even temporarily, Naruto replied. Here Naruto, take this. It's the money we earned from our escort mission. This should be enough to sustain you for about 4 nights, Urza said as she walked over and handed a pouch of gold to Naruto. Urza, are you sure? We earned this together. Don't you want to split it? Plus, you did most of the work while I just stood by. Naruto chuckled. Don't worry about me, Naruto. Focus on yourself and finding a place to stay for the next few nights until you can get stable with missions and navigate the town, Urza retorted. Urza has a point, Naruto. If you still need a place to stay, just stay here at the guild, Gray suggested. Naruto nodded. Sounds good to me. 3 weeks had passed since Urza introduced Naruto to the Fairy Tale Guild. Naruto wasted no time and got to work. He spent many hours in the Fairy Tale Library, learning about the wizarding world and studying various magic spells. He also took on numerous missions, saving enough to rent a modest apartment for himself. Although he had yet to fully open up to Urza or his fellow guild members, he spent time with them and went on missions with Team Natsu. He had formed bonds with his newfound family and was determined to protect them. Natsu stretched his arms high, a bright smile on his face as he and Team Natsu strolled back to Fairy Tale. "Who? Was that an awesome job or what?" he exclaimed, his excitement infectious. "Well, the client sure seemed to think so." Happy chimed in, floating above the team. "Face it, you guys are lucky I decided to come along," Gray huffed. Natsu turned to Gray, confusion and disgust on his face. "What are you talking about? We're lucky because you begged to come with us? How does that make sense?" "Because you were as helpful as one of Urza's suitcases," Gray retorted. That sparked Natsu's competitive spirit, and he pressed his forehead against Gray's. "Hey man, you better watch your mouth or I'll pack you like a suitcase," Natsu warned, annoyance etched on his face. "That doesn't make any sense." Gray grumbled. "That's enough, boys," Urza interjected sternly, stepping between them to break up the petty squabble. "Now please get dressed." "Ag, for crying out loud, why does this keep happening?" Gray exclaimed in frustration. "Oh yeah, speaking of, where is Naruto? He didn't come along on our mission." "He must be back at the guild or something," Lucy noted. "He's off on a solo mission. He should be back anytime soon. Naruto isn't one to take forever on his missions," Urza replied. "Okay. Hey, sorry to interrupt your conversation, but..." Lucy began. "What's up?" Natsu asked. "Speaking of solo missions, when I took this job, I thought it would be a solo mission too. So, why did you all have to come along?" Lucy said, holding the trembling Plu in her arms. "Come on, isn't it obvious?" Natsu said. "No, I don't think so," Lucy replied. "We're Fairy Tale's strongest team, so we gotta stick together." Natsu grinned widely, giving Lucy a thumbs up. "Aye, sir." Happy cheered. "And don't you forget it," Gray added. Lucy laughed sheepishly. "Yeah, we are. No job is too tough. Not for me, Happy, Urza, and old underwear here." Natsu bubbled. "Don't call me that," Gray groaned. Urza chuckled. "We are quite a capable bunch." "We'd be even more capable with you, Naruto," Urza thought. "True that." Happy chirped. "Hey, you forgot about me." Lucy shrieked. "Oh, lighten up, Loopy. I'm just messing with you." Natsu laughed. "Well, I don't appreciate it, and that's not my name," Lucy replied, annoyed. "Please forgive me. I truly didn't mean to upset you. I got carried away. It won't happen again. If you would like, you may strike me now," Urza offered. "That's okay. I don't think that's in my best interest." Lucy shivered. "Smart decision," Natsu and Gray chimed in. The light-hearted mood quickly shifted as Happy noticed the cold, fearful stares from the townspeople and the whispers directed at the wizards. "Why is everybody staring at us?" Gray asked, looking around warily. "It's not the good kind of staring," Happy said nervously. "They're afraid," Urza said, halting in her tracks as she spotted the unusually shaped guild hall. "Why does the guild look so bizarre?" Urza wondered, fear and confusion creeping into her voice. From a distance, Team Natsu saw the Fairy Tale Guild marred by what looked like black iron cannons. It was completely ruined. All of Team Natsu stood, speechless and lost for words as they finally arrived at the guild's doorsteps. "Our guild? Someone did this to our guild." Natsu fumed, trembling with anger. "But who would do such a thing?" Urza questioned. "It was Phantom," Mira muttered, her voice shaking as she too was shaken by the sudden attack. "Are you serious?" Gray asked in disbelief. "You mean, Phantom did this?" Natsu shot back angrily. "We couldn't do anything to stop them. They caught us off guard," Mira said softly. "Well, what about Naruto? Where is he? Is he home yet?" Urza asked frantically as Mira led her and Team Natsu down to the basement of the Fairy Tale Guild Hall. Normally used for storage, it had become a place for the members to nurse their broken spirits. Everyone was sprawled across the room, defeated and mourning their guild hall's loss. "We've never been on the best terms with those phantom jerks, but come on." Jet spat in disgust. "Want to teach them a lesson?" Droy replied in agreement, reclining in his chair with a deadpan expression. Back off, you guys. Don't you think we're in enough trouble already? Levy sighed. Oh. What's up, kids? Makarov beamed, seemingly unaffected by the chaos. Hi. Lucy replied unenthusiastically. Sorry we weren't here sooner, Urza apologized. Why the heck are you all just sitting down here? Natsu raged. How'd it go, Lucy? Did you finish the job like a good girl? Makarov asked casually. Yeah, I guess so. Lucy answered. Urza furrowed her brows. Master, do you understand the gravity of this situation? The guild hall has been completely destroyed. Natsu exclaimed. There's no need to get all worked up. It's not the end of the world or anything. Makarov said calmly, continuing to drink his beer. What? Gray said in shock. This just shows how cowardly those phantom lords really are. They struck when no one was here. Is that worth bragging about? And anyway, where is Naruto? He went on a mission too. You guys came back before him. That's surprising. Makarov noted. Urza sighed. I'm sure Naruto will be back soon, and I hope he is. We need him. But nobody was here. It was after everyone had already left for the night. Mira replied sadly. I suppose we can be thankful for that. At least no one in our guild was hurt in the attack, Urza said, trying to find a silver lining. We shouldn't trouble ourselves about people who don't even have the guts to face us head-on. Forget about those fools. Makarov finally said. Angered by everything that had happened, Natsu slammed his fist against the wall. That's not going to happen, Gramps. We can't just let them trash our place and get away with it, he exclaimed. I'm not discussing this any longer. We'll focus on job requests until the upstairs is repaired, Makarov replied. What? We shouldn't be worried about job requests, Natsu. That's enough. Makarov shouted in frustration. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. Natsu looked on bitterly. I don't understand why he's acting like this. Ugh, and when is Naruto going to get back? He's going to be just as angry and shocked when he sees his new home in ruins. Natsu, shut up. Gray yelled, clearly frustrated. Natsu, this is just as hard on him as it is on you. He's upset, but a conflict between guilds is strictly forbidden by the council. We will explain everything to Naruto when he returns, Mira said, her voice tinged with sadness. It's not fair that those phantom creeps started it. Natsu shot back. I know, but that doesn't matter. Mira replied. Deep down, she felt just as Natsu did, but she had to comply with the rules and follow Master Makarov's orders. Oh Naruto, please come back soon. We need you. If the Master's decision is to not retaliate, then we must respect it, Urza said, resigned. Everyone else was left to grapple with their own anger and frustration. Meanwhile, Naruto, still unaware of what had happened to Fairy Tail, was finally on his way back from his mission. He had taken on a task that required him to rescue a kidnapped little girl and return her safely to her parents. Dang, this mission took longer than usual. People kept stopping me to chat. I have to say, even though I got nearly the same treatment as when I defeated Pain, it can get tiring. Naruto chuckled to himself. It seems like you are enjoying yourself, kid. I'm happy for you, Kurama grumbled. Yes, and we are relieved to see you have found people you can safely call your family. Remember to cherish them, love them, and protect them at all costs. No matter what, Matatabi added. Of course. I would do anything for them. They welcomed me with open arms. Even though I am this so-called legendary being, they treat me like a regular person. It's completely different from when I was a child. Naruto smiled. Well, I need to hurry back. I've taken longer than usual. Everyone is going to wonder where I've been. Especially Urza, Mira, and Master Makarov. This is quite a mess we're in right now, isn't it, Plu? Lucy murmured softly to her little snowman companion. I really hope Naruto comes back soon. I had no idea that Fairy Tail and Phantom Lord had such a rivalry. Honestly, I thought about joining them before I met Natsu. They have a reputation for being almost as wild as Fairy Tail. But I love my guild and don't regret my decision at all. After all, I was lucky enough to meet the legendary Naruto Uzumaki and have him join Fairy Tail as well. Fairy Tail is like my family. Lucy trailed off as she opened her door and stepped inside her flat. Inside, Urza, Netsu, and Gray were sitting at a table filled with food as if it were their own home. "Very nice place you have," Urza said, helping herself to a cup of tea. "They left the shop without asking first. Why are you here?" Lucy exclaimed, tossing her suitcases aside. "Since the guild has been attacked, we can assume there are Phantom Lord members in town," Urza explained. "They've probably found out where everyone in Fairy Tail lives by now," Gray added. "Where we live?" Lucy shrieked in fear. "Mira said it'd be safer if we stuck together, strength in numbers." Gray said, "I guess she's right. But I hope Naruto will be alright. He's still gone, doesn't know about any of this, and will be alone. Honestly, I'm worried for him," Lucy said with concern. "I understand, Lucy, but Naruto should be back soon enough. I'm sure he will understand once everything is explained to him. As for his safety, I think it's safe to say that Naruto will be just fine on his own. So relax and let's enjoy each other's company for now," Urza replied. Natsu frowned. "The last thing I wanted was for my bro Naruto to come back from a mission only to see his new home destroyed." "I get it, Natsu, but like Urza said, Naruto will understand once he is caught up with everything," Gray said. Natsu sighed in defeat. "Yeah. Plus, we're all having a slumber party tonight." Happy chirped. "You are an attractive teenage girl after all. I wasn't entirely comfortable with you being alone with just Natsu and Gray. I thought I could only relax if I stayed here as well." Urza smiled. "It's not time to relax." Natsu pouted. "So it was already decided that these two would stay with me? Why did they have to come to my place?" Lucy asked. "Whoa, you sure have a lot of dirty clothes." Happy laughed mischievously as he rummaged through Lucy's basket of laundry, while Lucy stared in dismay. "What are you doing? Get out of my stuff. You better stop that right now or you're both in big trouble." Lucy shouted in warning. "Hey Plu! Did you find something to eat? Don't go hogging it all." Natsu exclaimed excitedly at the thought of food. "Look, Urza, I found some frilly underwear you might like." Happy joked. Urza's face flushed with embarrassment. "I can't believe you'd actually wear something like this, Lucy. I'm going to try and get some sleep, so could you keep it down?" Gray said as he casually laid down in Lucy's bed, ready to doze off. "You guys are taking this make yourself at home thing a little too far." Lucy deadpanned. "We have a serious problem here. I refuse to sleep in a room that smells." Urza insisted. "I don't want to take a bath right now." Natsu pouted childishly. "But I've already gotten into bed." Gray added. "Come on now, boys. Do we have to take a bath together like we did when we were kids?" Urza teased, causing Natsu and Gray to look away, their faces contorted in fear and their cheeks flushed. "What kind of relationship do you guys have?" Lucy shouted. "They're the strongest team." Happy chirped. "More like the strangest team. Shouldn't you be staying with Locky at the girls' dorm?" Jet asked as he and Droy walked alongside Levi. "It's fine. I don't want to split up our team," Levi said happily, her arms spread wide as she walked merrily. Jet and Droy's faces flushed pink as they fell for the girl they were accompanying. "The three of us can face anything together." Jet beamed. Unbeknownst to the oblivious trio, an intimidating young man with long black spiked hair stood upon a rooftop, gazing down on them like an eagle stalking its prey. Without hesitation, he leaped from his perch and landed in front of the three, catching them completely off guard. Frozen in surprise, Levi, Droy, and Jet braced for impact. But to their astonishment, they felt nothing at all. As they looked around for any sign of injury, they found themselves unscathed. When Levi turned around, her eyes widened in shock to see Naruto standing before them, his back turned as if shielding them from the danger he now faced head-on. The attacker lay a short distance away, groaning in pain as he slowly gathered the strength to rise. He glared at Naruto, clutching his side. "Who the hell are you?" But then realization hit him like a brick wall. Wait, the blonde spiky hair, those blue eyes, and those whisker marks. Oh no, this is Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. I am Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto introduced casually. Who are you? A moment of silence hung in the air before the attacker grunted, Gajeel. Listen here, I don't know if you really are Naruto Uzumaki, and frankly, I don't care. Get out of my way before I take you down too, Gajeel growled, his fist transforming into what looked like an iron cannon as he charged at Naruto. Step back, guys, Naruto whispered to the trio, and they complied, stepping back a foot before he caught Gajeel's fist, stopping him dead in his tracks and effortlessly swinging him down onto his back. Gajeel gasped in pain, curling over to his side. How dare you? I swear you will pay. This doesn't hurt at all. You're funny if you think this hurts, ah. Ignoring him, Naruto turned to the still stunned trio. Come on, let's get you guys out of here before anything else happens. Levi nodded, and she, Droy, Jet, and Naruto left while Gajeel continued to groan in pain. If he was holding back, he sure has incredible strength. I feel like every bone in my body has been crushed. No matter, I will teach anyone who dares to defy me a lesson. Including this so-called Naruto Uzumaki, Gajeel vowed, glaring angrily at the retreating shinobi as his footsteps faded into the night. Thanks, Naruto, you really saved us back there, Droy said. Yeah, no doubt he would have taken us out if you hadn't stepped in, Jet added. I'm just glad I got there in time. Are you guys okay? Is anyone hurt? Naruto asked with concern. Levi shook her head reassuringly. We're all fine, thanks to you, Naruto. So where are you guys headed? I'll walk with you. I don't feel safe letting you walk alone any further, Naruto insisted. Well, we weren't going anywhere. We didn't think we'd be attacked. We were just walking around, thinking we were safe together. Turns out we were wrong. We're only safe because of you, Levi replied. Then I think the best option is to head back to the guild. Wandering around isn't safe, especially since you almost got hurt, Naruto suggested. Levi froze at the realization that Naruto was still unaware of what had happened to the guild. She sighed. Well, he's going to find out sooner or later. Thank you, Naruto, Levi said. Naruto frowned, his brows furrowing as he looked upon the fairy tale guild, completely destroyed and marked by what looked like black iron cannons, similar to what he had seen when he faced Gajeel. I think it's safe to assume he was the one who did this, Naruto concluded. Levi, Droy, and Jet looked on sadly from behind him. Taking a deep breath, Naruto turned to the trio, his voice calm but laced with anger. Would someone like to explain what's going on? The first thing I come back to is my fellow guildmates nearly getting attacked by what seems like a member of another guild, and now I find my new home in ruins. Please, tell me what happened. It's a guild called Phantom Lord. They attacked at night when no one was there. No one was hurt, so Makarov decided it was best not to retaliate since conflict between guilds is strictly forbidden by the Magic Council. And now we're handling job requests in the basement of the guild hall until the upstairs is fixed, Levi explained, her voice tinged with sadness and fear. Naruto sighed. I see. But you guys almost got hurt. Naruto pointed out. Yes. You're right, Levi replied. Naruto huffed in frustration. Well, let's just go inside for now. The trio nodded, leading Naruto down into the basement. Lucy sat in the bathtub, humming as she replayed the events of the day. Oh, Natsu. You're up. I'm all done with my bath. She stepped out to find Natsu sprawled on the table, fast asleep, with Happy beside him happily munching on a fish. Wanna take his spot, Gray? You should. It was so relaxing. Urza said, sitting on Lucy's bed, wrapped in a towel with her scarlet hair bundled up. Gee, I'm glad you're all feeling so comfortable here, Lucy said dryly. I suppose I should get dressed, Urza said, performing her Requip magic spell, instantly transforming into a pair of comfortable pajamas. Is this better? Is that really how you change your clothes? Lucy exclaimed in awe. Do you have any idea why Phantom attacked us out of the blue like that? Lucy asked, her tone shifting to a more serious note. I'm afraid not. We've had many encounters with them in the past, but never any direct attacks like this one, Urza replied. If Gramps was so scared of them, We could wipe out those punks once and for all. Plus, we have Naruto on our side. What's there to be scared of? Natsu exclaimed. Come on, you know Master isn't afraid of them, Natsu. You're forgetting that he's one of the 10 wizard saints, Gray interjected. What are the 10 wizard saints? Lucy asked, her curiosity piqued. It's an honor bestowed by the Magic Council, a highly coveted title shared by the 10 most powerful wizards on the continent, Urza explained. Oh wow! Lucy responded, impressed. Phantom Lord's master is one of them too, Happy added. He is afraid. He's scared that Phantom has too many members for us to handle. Natsu shouted, standing up fiercely and slamming his hand onto the table. That is not true, and you know it. Just like Master and Mira said before, the consequences of going to war with Phantom are nowhere near worth the fight. The order of the magical world is at stake here. Gray shot back, as Natsu looked away in frustration. I don't understand why. Are they that strong? Lucy asked, her fear evident. They don't stand a chance against us. We can take those clowns, especially with Naruto on our side. Natsu said confidently. Oh boy, it would be so cool to see Naruto go all out in a fight with them. They'd be crushed. No, if we were to engage them in battle, neither guild would survive. Their strength matches ours, even with Naruto on our side. Phantom's master, Jose, is also one of the 10 wizard saints, which means he is on par with Makarov. They also have a group of elite wizards similar to our S-class known as the Element. However, our biggest threat may be Black Steel Gajeel. I believe he's most likely the one behind the Guildhall's destruction. He's known as the Iron Dragon Slayer, Urza explained seriously. He's a Dragon Slayer too? I thought Natsu was the only one. So if he's the Iron Dragon Slayer, does that mean he eats iron? Lucy asked in a panic. Gajeel groaned as he sat in one of the Phantom Guildhall's booths, chewing on heavy pieces of iron to recover from the injuries he sustained in his one-sided battle with Naruto. So Gajeel, I heard you made a mess out of the Fairy Tail Guildhall. Oh man, I wish I could have seen the looks on their faces, a member jeered, laughing as he continued taunting Fairy Tail. Gajeel had enough of the jabbering. Out of annoyance, he stretched out his iron fist toward his fellow guildmate. The other guildmates laughed in amusement. How many times do I have to tell you I don't like to be bothered while I'm eating? Gajeel snapped angrily. Oh what? Are you mad? I also heard you encountered the legendary Naruto Uzumaki. I heard you got completely defeated by him, the member cackled. Gajeel glared at him and raised his iron fist again in anger. Shut up. Don't you dare mention that name again. Oh now it's okay. I understand. Being upset is normal, especially since you've probably never experienced defeat like that, have you? Especially to someone like him? The member continued. Gajeel growled, marching over with heavy footsteps and grabbing his guildmate by the collar. He held him up, their faces just inches apart. Now you listen to me. Those fairy tale clowns can't challenge us. We are way more powerful than they could ever hope to be. And as for Naruto Uzumaki, I will make sure he pays. Gajeel snarled before letting go of his guildmate. Naruto Uzumaki. How dare you? You coward. Gajeel glared. The embers have been spread. And while I do commend you on your excellent work, Gajeel, your defeat by that wannabe legend is an insult to the Phantom Lord name. Make sure it never happens again. A sly and mysterious voice spoke, belonging to Jose, the master of the Phantom Lord Guild. I don't think we were hard enough on them. I assure you, I will make that Naruto Uzumaki pay. Gajeel vowed. Very good, Jose replied with a chuckle. Natsu, Gray, Urza, and Lucy strolled along the streets of Magnolia, making their way back to their damaged Fairy Tail Guildhall. I wonder if Naruto is back in town yet. He must be freaking out if he's at the Guildhall right now, Lucy inquired. Well, I guess we will find out when we get there, Urza replied. When the four finally arrived back at the Guildhall, they headed down to the dark basement. As Urza turned on the lights, she and the rest of the team were surprised to see Naruto fast asleep, his arms folded and leaning against the table, his head resting comfortably on top. Urza sighed in relief, glad that Naruto was back and safe. The team took a seat next to the slumbering shinobi, with Urza sitting to his right and Natsu to his left. Hey look, it's Levi, Droy, and Jet. I wonder why they are here. I thought Levi was supposed to be spending the night with Laki at the girls' dorm, Lucy pointed out, noticing the trio also fast asleep at the table next to Naruto's. I wonder what happened. Something must have occurred, Gray said. Yeah, it is odd seeing these four down here, Urza remarked, furrowing her brows. Urza looked at Naruto and smiled. At any rate, I am just glad you are safe and sound, Naruto. She lay in bed wide awake, wondering and worrying about where Naruto had been all night. Urza knew very well that Naruto was more than capable of defending himself, but it was reassuring to her to know that he was here, safe and sleeping in the Guildhall's basement. You guys are here early, Mira said, startling the group slightly as they turned to look at her. Yeah, we decided to come down here in case anything were to happen again, Urza replied. So do you know why Naruto, Levi, Droy, and Jet were down here sleeping and spending the night in the basement? It's because we were attacked by one of the Phantom Lord members, and we nearly got hurt, Levi explained drowsily as she rubbed her eyes, while Droy and Jet began to wake up from their slumber. All except Naruto. You guys were attacked? Lucy exclaimed, jumping out of her seat in panic. Are you all right? Is anyone hurt? Levi shook her head. We're all completely fine. Yeah, Naruto got to us just in time, Droy added. He really did save us. We would have been in serious trouble without him, Jet said, glancing at the still sleeping shinobi. Urza sighed in relief as she looked at Naruto. I'm glad no one is hurt. But this is serious. They're starting to attack our guildmates. Yeah, and that's crossing the line, Gray said, a hint of anger in his voice. Natsu clenched his fists, trembling with frustration. Like I said, this isn't the time to relax. We have to prepare for battle. Urza huffed, reluctant to wake Naruto again, but they needed answers. She nudged him gently. Naruto, please wake up. We have a lot of questions and we need answers from you. Slowly, Naruto opened his eyes, sitting up sluggishly and scanning his surroundings. Naruto, do you know what's been happening to our guild? Urza asked, looking into his still drowsy blue eyes. Naruto nodded slowly. Levi told me what happened. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner to help. Urza sighed, thinking of her earlier words. We're just glad you're safe. We were worried about you yesterday. Natsu couldn't stop talking about how your new home might be destroyed. Mira added with a sad smile. Yeah, and we're really glad you were there just in time to save Levi, Droy, and Jet, Gray said. Who attacked Levi, Droy, and Jet? Urza asked. Gajeel, Naruto replied. I see, Urza said, assuming he had dealt with him swiftly. You mean Black Steel Gajeel? The Iron Dragon Slayer? Lucy asked, a hint of fear in her voice. The Iron Dragon Slayer? So Natsu's not the only Dragon Slayer. Naruto said, confused. Mira nodded. That's right, he's our biggest threat. Although I assume that's not the case for you, Naruto. I saw you handled him easily. Droy exclaimed. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance against Naruto, Levi added. Even Black Steel Gajeel, the Iron Dragon Slayer, stood no chance against you, Naruto. If we do go to war, there's no doubt you'll be their greatest threat, Urza thought as she looked at him. But that was just luck. They're going to strike again, and Naruto won't always be there to save everyone. We have to strike back. Natsu shouted. Natsu is right. Destroying our guild hall is one thing, but attacking my family is unacceptable, and it will happen again unless we act. We have no choice but to go to war. Makarov affirmed. In Oaktown, a place in the northeast region of Fiore, many historic buildings stood. At the center was a branch of the Phantom Lord Guild, bustling with activity as members cheered and conversed, enjoying their drinks. Suddenly, the front door burst open in a fiery explosion. Standing in the doorway was Natsu, his brows furrowed, veins popping from his forehead, ready for battle. Behind him stood Naruto and the rest of the Fairy Tail Guild, all prepared to engage. Fairy Tail has come calling. Makarov shouted before the rest of his guild charged ahead into battle against the Phantom Lord. Natsu swung his arms fiercely, engulfing his opponents in flames. They cried out as they were overwhelmed. Who wants to play with fire? Natsu yelled. Let's get them. Gray shouted, charging into the fray. The two guilds clashed, creating chaos in the guild hall, but it was clear Fairy Tail was dominating the battlefield. Elfman threw Phantom Lord members across the guild hall like ragdolls, while Kana and Loke held their ground against the attackers. Purple net! Macau shouted, activating a magic circle that released cobweb-like nets, capturing unfortunate Phantom members. He exchanged a look with his companion Wakaba. Now! I'm on it! Smoke rush! Wakaba called, producing a thick cloud of purple smoke that enveloped nearby Phantom members. Guns magic! Alzak shouted, aiming his pistol at the incoming mob. Just before they could reach him, they were immobilized by his precise shots. That's my spark shot. Alzak smirked triumphantly. A member leaped from behind, attempting to strike Alzak. Bam! Bam! Alzak turned to see his companion standing above him, weapon in hand. Nice shot, Biska. Getting a little rusty there, Al. Biska teased, quickly dispatching her opponents with her rifle. Meanwhile, Makarov stood at the heart of the battle as multiple attackers charged at him. Without warning, the tiny old man grew in size, becoming as large as the guild hall. Makarov roared, his eyes glowing with fury as he looked down upon his attackers. His enormous hands clamped down, capturing any Phantom members within reach. Monster! And you dared to lay your hands upon this monster's children. Do not be foolish enough to think that human laws will protect you. Makarov bellowed. He's so powerful. Yeah, and the members are strong too. Fairy Tail wizards are this strong? And that Naruto Uzumaki. He lives up to the legend. So powerful. Urza effortlessly struck down any Phantom Lord members that dared to engage her. Her enemies fell one by one as her sword swung through the air. Naruto fought alongside the Scarlet Warrior, paralyzing his foes with ease, utilizing only his martial arts skills. Picto magic! Wild stampede! Ritas shouted, hastily painting wild bulls on his stomach before unleashing them to wreak havoc among the Phantom members. Dam of bashful love! Laki exclaimed as she dropped to the ground, slamming her hands onto the floor. A wooden dam burst from the ground, striking her opponents, who screeched in pain as they stumbled back, clutching their aching bodies. Hey, let's get the cat, one of them shouted. Yeah. Piece of cake, another replied. Happy stood idly, appearing to be just a helpless little kitty. He looked up, mischief glinting in his eyes. Oh yeah? Don't forget I'm a wizard too. You got a problem with cats? He chirped, effortlessly defeating his underestimating attackers, using anything he could grasp in his tiny paws as a weapon. Jose! Show yourself! Makarov demanded in anger. Hey, that's him. That's the legendary Naruto Uzumaki, someone gasped. I heard Gajeel went up against him head-on and was completely crushed, another added. Yeah, he stood no chance, a third chimed in. Oh man, why are we even fighting him then? If Gajeel was taken down that easily, we're going to be in trouble, someone else exclaimed. The Phantom members shivered as Naruto stood before them, relaxed and unfazed by the chaos around him. His hands were in his pockets as he surveyed his adversaries with calm blue eyes. The Phantom Lord members hesitated, sensing the intimidating aura of power Naruto was emitting. They knew attacking him would be futile. Come on guys. Man up and get him, one member urged. The members charged boldly at Naruto, but he swiftly countered their attacks, his martial arts skills allowing him to take them down with minimal effort. Can't lie, gotta give them props. As fruitless as their attack was, it was brave and admirable. Naruto chuckled to himself as he glanced at his fallen foes before moving on. Tell me, where can I find Gajeel and the Element 4? Urza demanded furiously, transforming into her Flame Empress armor and slashing down any Phantom member who crossed her path. Naruto kept pace with her, scanning the guild hall for his guildmates, ensuring everything was under control and ready to intervene if necessary. Urza noticed Naruto's synchronization with her movements. This is good, Naruto is fighting alongside me. I must not slow down. I will not let you down, Naruto. Using the Yang Seal's Senjutsu power, Naruto searched for any hidden enemies attempting a sneak attack. Sure enough, he sensed Gajil's presence nearby, hidden from sight but undeniably within the guild hall. Naruto furrowed his brows. Pretty soon, I'm going to need to take care of that guy before he decides to join the fight. Unbeknownst to Gajil, he stood silently atop the intricate wooden beams supporting the guild hall. He chuckled to himself but scowled when he spotted Naruto. There they are. Titania Urza, the legend herself, and that Naruto Uzumaki. Laxus and Mystigan are sitting this one out, huh? What a mockery. Well, either way, Master Jose knew exactly how this would go down. Looks like they're decent fighters, for a bunch of scumbags, Gajil rumbled. I can't believe everyone just took off. Without me, Lucy said, displeased as she frowned while carrying a bag of groceries. She froze as raindrops began to fall, her fingertips brushing against the droplets. It's raining while the sun is still out? Lucy wondered aloud. A distance away, a woman with blue hair approached Lucy, who winced in distrust. Who are you? Lucy asked, her voice trembling. Drip drop. Juvia is the rain woman. It's always with me, she replied. And what sort of woman are you, pray tell? I'm just the regular kind, Lucy stuttered, clutching her bag of groceries and feeling uneasy. Juvia continued to chant, drip drop, as she walked past the trembling Lucy. What's with all the drip dropping? Lucy inquired. Pleasure to meet you, I'll be going now, Juvia said indifferently, opening her pink umbrella and walking away as Lucy watched in dismay. Well, take the rain with you. Lucy shouted in annoyance. Non non non. Non non non. Hello. With a 337 nod. A strange man with green hair, dressed in a brown suit, appeared, seemingly emerging from the ground like a watery blob. Lady Juvia. You know better than to neglect your work, the man commented. Monsieur Soul, Juvia acknowledged. My monocle whispers to me many things, telling me that this young lady before us is our lovely target, Monsieur Soul informed. Does it? So she is the one, Juvia murmured. Target? That means target, Lucy whispered to herself, feeling wary. Pardon me. I have not introduced myself. I am Soul of the Element 4. Also known as Soul of the Earth. But you may call me Monsieur Soul, he prefaced. I've heard of the element you're with Phantom. Lucy exclaimed in disgust. That is correct. We've been sent here to collect you and bring you back to the guild at once. This is the Rain Woman, another member of the element. She is known as Juvia of the Great Sea, Soul continued, gesturing toward Juvia. Lucy immediately grasped her keys, dropping her bag of groceries as she prepared to fight. You're the ones who tried to attack my friends. How dare you? Lucy snapped. Before long, Lucy found herself encased in a watery bubble. No. I wish to clarify your misunderstanding with 3 no's. It was Sir Gajil who destroyed the guild and attempted the attack on Miss Levy. You should be thankful that your friends were lucky Naruto Uzumaki arrived just in time. Nonetheless, this was a guild decision, Monsieur Soul explained. Why are you doing this? Let me go now. Lucy screamed in panic. Don't waste your energy. My water lock spell cannot be broken. Do not be afraid, we have XPLCT orders to keep you alive. Lucy Heartfilia, the target has been captured. Drip drop, Juvia said calmly. Soon, Lucy began to lose consciousness, completely succumbing to Juvia's water spell. The battle raged on as Fairy Tail continued to prevail against Phantom Lord. A brilliant fire engulfed the guild hall, fueled by the Fire Dragon Slayer. Oh yeah, now I have a fire in my belly. Natsu bellowed, a mischievous smirk on his face. Who is this guy? Someone exclaimed. He just ate fire. You don't think he's one of those, do you? I'm gonna blow you away. Fire Dragon, roar. Natsu cried as flames engulfed the Phantom members in a fiery blaze. Ice Make, Lance. Guns Magic, Mudshot. Requip. Magic Shotgun, Wide Shot. Would make. The distance between the two is forever. You're not doing too bad for a snowman. Natsu smirked as he pressed his back against Gray's. I could say the same for you, Pyro. Gray shouted back as the two wizards faced off against a crowd of Phantom Lord members, eager for action. Fairy Tail was dominating the Phantom Lord members. Naruto and Urza continued to synchronize their movements, their backs turned to each other as they prepared for more battle alongside their fellow guildmates. We've got them right where we want them. Wakaba commented triumphantly. Oh, you bet. Mikao agreed with a smirk. Urza, Naruto. Makarov shouted from a distance as he made his way up the stairs, determined to confront Master Jose. Naruto. Urza nudged him gently, and he nodded in acknowledgement. I leave the rest to you both. Yes, sir. Naruto and Urza replied in unison. Jose is lurking on the top floor. When I find him, there will be consequences. Makarov growled under his breath. He pushed the door open easily as he approached Jose's room. Gajeel snickered mischievously from above. Urza furrowed her brows in concern. Please be careful. Though she muttered it quietly to herself, Naruto seemed to notice and decided to keep his senses alert for Master Makarov as well. Guess it's time to cause some chaos now that the main threat is gone. Gajeel chuckled. You better watch out, Naruto Uzumaki, because I'm coming for you. Mira sat in front of the request board, her head bowed and a somber expression on her face. She clasped her hands together, lost in thought. Everyone, please be safe. Naruto. Her thoughts wandered as the infamous blonde shinobi crossed her mind. Though Mira was one of the few who noticed Urza's growing feelings for Naruto and often teased her about it, she too began to develop feelings for him. However, her care for Urza kept her from expressing them. Naruto. I know you are powerful and can fend for yourself, but just be careful. In an empty alleyway, Lucy's abandoned celestial keys lay exposed, their golden surfaces glinting in the sunlight. The rain had finally stopped. A sudden explosion startled the Phantom Lord Guild as one of its members was thrown back, scorched from the blast. Standing at the entrance was Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail has come calling, shouted the furious Makarov. Let's get them. Gray yelled as he and the rest of his guildmates charged into battle. The two opposing guilds clashed head-on. Inside the Phantom Lord Guild Hall, a fierce battle raged on. Fairy Tail dominated the fight, making it seem less like a battle and more like a display of power. Natsu and Gray unleashed a flurry of fiery punches and icy blasts against their enemies. Card magic. Lightning. Reverse tower. Lovers. Fate of lightning. Kana cried, holding up 3 magic cards as she chanted. A surge of lightning erupted from the cards, electrifying anyone nearby. Ring magic. Twister. Loke exclaimed, summoning a giant tornado that swept through the Phantom Lord members, tossing them around. Elfman raised his arms, transforming into a beastly form. He struck down his opponents with powerful blows, leaving them incapacitated. Come on. Don't you want to be like me? He shouted proudly. Oh, that guy is a brute, one onlooker gasped. What happened to his arm? Another asked in disbelief. It's takeover magic, someone else exclaimed. Why would anyone let a monster take over their arm? That's Elfman, another chimed in. I've heard of him. He defeats monsters and absorbs their power. They call him Beast Arm Elfman. Suddenly, Gajeel descended from above with a menacing cackle, landing heavily on the Phantom Lord board, arms crossed and a dark expression on his face. Is that? Someone whispered. It's gotta be, another replied. Gajeel's arrival caught Naruto's attention, prompting him to finish off the remaining Phantom Lords around him before turning to face the new threat. Urza narrowed her eyes. That's the Iron Dragon Slayer. Black Steel Gajeel. She glanced at Naruto and their eyes met. They nodded in unison, readying themselves for Gajeel's next move. You attacked Levi. Nab shouted angrily, leaping at Gajeel with a clenched fist. Naruto noticed Gajeel extending his iron arm to counter Nab's attack. In an instant, he dashed forward, delivering a powerful punch to Gajeel's face, channeling some of his chakra into the blow. Gajeel was sent flying across the guild hall, crashing into the wall and hitting the floor hard. He groaned, clutching his aching body as a trickle of blood escaped his mouth. Gajeel glared at Naruto with fury. Urza watched Naruto in awe. She had seen him do this many times, yet she remained amazed by his incredible strength. Naruto is insane, Gray muttered. No kidding. When we fought, every hit he landed hurt so much it sent me flying. Natsu added. And he isn't even using any of his jutsu. Elfman remarked. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen him use jutsu in a fight, Urza pointed out. He's so powerful he can manage just with martial arts. DMNU. I can barely stand, Gajeel grumbled, slowly rising with the wall's support. Naruto stood ready, relaxed but alert for any of Gajeel's attacks. Not much of a family here, is there? Your guildmates almost became collateral damage, Naruto said casually. Gajeel. He's practically down, someone shouted. Yeah, look at him. He's barely standing, another added. Shut up. I can still take this coward on. Gajeel spat, wiping blood from his face and glaring at Naruto. Iron Dragon Club, he yelled, swinging his iron-clubbed arm at Naruto. As Naruto dodged, Natsu seized the opportunity to charge from the side. His fist ignited in flames as it collided with Gajeel's face, sending him flying once again across the guild hall. This is unacceptable. I'm being tossed around like a rag doll. How dare they interfere with my fight against Naruto Uzumaki? Unforgivable. Natsu. Naruto called out. Let me handle this, Naruto. This is Dragon Slayer business. You've done enough already. Natsu insisted. The guild hall began to tremble as soon as Natsu finished speaking. Everything is shaking. Wakaba exclaimed. Looks like they're really going at it. Mikao added. I don't like the sound of this. Gray said, looking worried. This is what happens when Master Makarov is angry. Kana smirked. It's called the Giant's Wrath, Locke explained. Nobody will be able to stop him now. Nab said confidently. He's going to make everything collapse, someone warned. When he gets angry, the master is even more impressive. Elfman commented. Urza locked eyes with Naruto, who wore a cautious expression. They nodded to each other again. Naruto felt reassured but remained ready to rush to Master Makarov's side if needed. He kept his senses sharp, aware of the chaos unfolding above. She smiled gently, pleased with how well she and Naruto fought together. He's beginning to trust me more. We're connecting more with each battle. Every time we look at each other, it's as if we are reading each other's minds. He is putting his faith in me. I cannot break that trust. I will not let you down, Naruto. Prepare to fight, everyone. As long as Master Makarov is with us, we cannot lose. Urza declared, drawing her sword and taking a fighting stance while Naruto stood beside her, ready to continue fighting alongside the Scarlet Warrior. A golden light shone through the brick walls of the Phantom Lord Guild Hall, creating deep cracks along the tower of the hall. Inside, Master Makarov stormed through the hallways, his fury palpable. He burst through the last pair of doors, entering to find Jose lounging on his throne, a despicable smirk on his face. Makarov's heavy steps echoed throughout the room, shattering windows and rattling the brick floor. Jose! He bellowed. Look at what the cat dragged in, Jose replied casually. Why are you attacking Fairy Tail? Tell me. Makarov demanded, his anger boiling over. I haven't seen you in quite a while, Makarov. 6 years ago at a guild masters conference. I remember that day. I was a complete mess. I can't hold my liquor as well as the rest of you, Jose said, maintaining his relaxed demeanor. Makarov growled, his fist clenching as he confronted his fellow wizard saint. I didn't come here for small talk. I want answers, Jose. Jose chuckled, his figure flickering. A projection. You coward. I should have known you'd flee. Makarov spat. It's not cowardice. I'm simply trying to avoid a fight between two wizard saints. In light of that mess, I'd prefer a sensible victory without all the commotion, Jose retorted. Why are you hiding? Come and face me like a man. Makarov challenged. Just then, a projection of an unconscious Lucy appeared at Makarov's feet, her hands bound behind her back. Lucy? But why? Makarov gasped, his eyes widening in alarm. Why do you ask? She's a member of your guild, and you don't know? I'm surprised that Miss Lucy Hartfilia never told you the truth, Jose taunted, raising an arm as a magic circle began to activate, threatening to strike the helpless girl. No, don't. Makarov panicked, desperately trying to stop his fellow wizard saint from harming one of his precious children, completely unaware of the hefty man lurking behind him. Makarov turned around in shock, freezing as he realized the man's presence. Where'd he come from? I didn't even sense him. The man held his massive hands apart, palms facing inward, and began to sob. Thick tears streamed down his face from behind his BLNDFLD. It's so sad. So sad, he blubbered as a bright golden light shone, blinding Makarov. He shielded his eyes from the brilliance. In an instant, a yellow flash flickered in Makarov's vision, and he was astonished to see none other than Naruto. Naruto! Boy, what are you doing? Get out of here, it's dangerous. Makarov cried frantically, but Naruto didn't seem to hear him. In a quick motion, he leaped into the air, delivering a powerful roundhouse kick to the hefty man's torso. The man was thrown across the room, crashing heavily against the brick wall. Makarov stumbled, nearly losing his balance, but he felt Naruto's hand lock onto his, pulling him back onto the platform. Master, are you all right? Naruto asked with concern, examining the old man for any injuries. I am fine, thanks to you, Makarov replied. Naruto gave the master a firm nod and turned back to face his opponent. Wait, Naruto. Lucy. She's in trouble. Makarov warned urgently. Naruto remained focused on his enemy but gave Makarov a thumbs up. Master, I'll handle it, he assured. Then I'll trust you to take care of things, Naruto boy, Makarov affirmed before making his way down to the ground level of the guild hall. Jose frowned, realizing who stood before him. So this must be him. The one everyone in Fiore has been talking about. The legend himself, Naruto Uzumaki. This isn't good. Arya is down. Such power. Jose immediately dispersed his projection, now sitting on his real throne at the Phantom Lord headquarters with the rest of the element. Naruto Uzumaki is a powerful opponent. He is a dangerous man to face. I must stay alert with him. He is Fairy Tail's trump card and undoubtedly our greatest threat. The man, named Arya, grumbled, tears still streaming down his face. He finally mustered the strength to get back on his feet, directing his attention at Naruto. Naruto stood ready, prepared to spring into action at any moment. He was alert, knowing what could have happened had he not reached Master Makarov in time. Master Makarov could have lost all his magical power. So that's his ability. I'm not sure if the same applies to Chakra, but I better not take any chances. I need to end this quickly to rescue Lucy. Naruto darted toward Arya, who was caught off guard by Naruto's speed. Before he knew it, he felt a painful blow to his side, a vigorous sidekick that sent him crashing through the wall and down to the bottom level of the guild hall. The thunderous impact stunned everyone in the hall, sending a jolt through their bodies. Natsu and Gajeel immediately halted their battle, Gajeel gaping in disbelief. No way, Arya. One of our element was. Makarov looked up, knowing exactly who had turned one of Phantom Lord's element 4 into this state of daze. That's one of the element 4. Urza commented in awe. Hell, was Naruto the one that did this? Gray exclaimed. Man, Naruto is so impressive. Elfman added. Wait, where is he? Urza asked. He's gone to save Lucy, Makarov answered. Natsu perked up at the mention of Lucy. Lucy? What happened to her? He demanded, his voice rising with anger. Those cowards kidnapped her. Once Naruto reached me just in time, I told him and left it to him to handle. I trust him, Makarov said, his voice calm yet filled with anger. Urza sighed. If Master trusts him, then we will too. Naruto has proven his strength many times, and I believe he is more than capable of saving Lucy. Natsu huffed in frustration. This isn't right. We're just putting everything on him. He's powerful and strong, but we can't just keep letting him do everything by himself. Yeah, just like when he came with Urza to rescue me, Lucy, and Natsu from Galuna Island. In the end, Naruto handled most of the work. Gray agreed with Natsu. You two are right. But that boy assured me he would take care of things. And even though he, like Lucy, is still a fairly new member of Fairy Tail, he is now like family to me. I will put my trust in him, Makarov grunted. Master, since Lucy has been kidnapped, and we are down 2 members, I suggest we retreat for now and regroup, Urza said. What? Natsu shouted. Retreat? No way. Just because we don't have Naruto doesn't mean we can't fight. Plus, we still have Master Makarov with us. We can still fight. Gray protested. Yeah. Real men don't retreat. Elfman chimed in. Master, Urza called out, waiting for his response. I'm afraid I have to agree with Urza this time. We need to get Lucy back first. Jose is not really here. I only saw a mere projection of him. How cowardly. We will regroup for now. We have the rest of the Element 4 to worry about, and as Natsu and Gray said, we cannot rely on Naruto to fix everything. We must take action, Master Makarov affirmed. But Master! Gray shouted. Master, we can't. I'm still fighting Gajeel. Natsu exclaimed. That's enough from you too. This is the smartest thing to do. One of our precious Fairy Tail members has been taken from us. We must get her back first before we take any further action. Master Makarov yelled angrily. The 2 boys fell silent as the rest of the Fairy Tail Guild looked on with wide eyes and open mouths. Master, we can still fight. Let's stay. Kana urged. Yeah, I still have a lot of fight left in me. Mikao added. We have to retreat. Makarov insisted. Naruto, please come back safe and sound. You are likely heading to Phantom Lord's headquarters. That's where Lucy probably is, along with the rest of the Element 4 and Jose. Naruto, I know you are powerful and I know you can handle this on your own. But just be careful. Urza thought as she assisted Master Makarov in leading the Fairy Tail members out of the Phantom Lord Guild Hall. Meanwhile, Gajeel stumbled over, carrying his aching body toward his fallen comrade, Arya. Hey, Arya, get yourself up. I know he hits hard, but he doesn't hit that hard. I swear we'll get him. He's gotta have some sort of weakness. He's the all-powerful Naruto Uzumaki, but he's human and has to have his weak spots, Gajeel muttered, mustering all his strength to hoist Arya onto his shoulders. There's no way Naruto has a weakness. It's so sad. He's too powerful for us, Arya sobbed, tears streaming from his bandaged eyes. Gajeel's face twisted in frustration as he used his remaining strength to jump onto one of the wooden beams above the now-destroyed Phantom Lord Guildhall. Gosh, you're so dramatic, Arya. You cry so much. I know you just got pummeled by Naruto, but come on. Look at me, I'm not crying. Plus, he's not that powerful. We'll find a way to give him a taste of his own medicine. That guy won't get away with this. And he's definitely not as powerful as Jose. Jose will take him down, Gajeel spat. Naruto looked down, satisfied to see his enemy down for the count. He dashed toward the shattered window, climbed up, and peered over the vast view before leaping down. Since both Jose and Lucy were only projections, Phantom Lord must have another operating base. If their headmaster, Jose, is probably there, it must be their headquarters. Interesting, Naruto thought to himself as he ran ahead and up the mound. Naruto ran past the hill and spotted another massive castle-like building in the distance, immediately recognizing it as the headquarters. Not wasting any more time, he sprinted ahead. Up high in the tower, Lucy lay on the ground, unconscious, her hands tied behind her. As she gradually began to regain consciousness, she jerked up in alarm, examining her surroundings in panic. What the? How did I get here? So you're finally awake. I was getting worried about you, Lucy. Jose's sly voice came from behind the door. Who are you? Lucy asked nervously. I am Master Jose Porla of the Phantom Lord Guild, he replied. You're with Phantom? Lucy gasped, remembering she had been captured by 2 members of the element. I apologize for this dingy cell, and I understand being tied up must be degrading. But I'm afraid I had no choice. That's how you treat a prisoner, Jose said condescendingly as he approached Lucy. You're the ones who tried to attack my friend Levi. You'd better let me go. My friends will come looking for me. Lucy threatened. Depending on your willingness to cooperate, I'm fully prepared to treat you as Phantom Lord's esteemed guest rather than a lowly prisoner, Jose said. What do you mean by that? That bug crawled on me. Lucy shrieked, shaking off the bug in disgust. See? You don't want to stay here, do you? I have a beautifully decorated suite waiting for you if you'll promise to behave, Jose said. Why does your guild keep attacking us? Lucy demanded angrily. Who is this? Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking about Fairy Tale? It was a means to an end. That's all, Jose menaced. What? Lucy blurted. You see, we were working toward our main objective of acquiring a certain someone. They happen to be a member of Fairy Tale, so if we have to destroy the guild to get a hold of them, so be it, Jose replied. Who are you talking about? Lucy asked, her heart racing. Oh my, you're such a naive young lady. Not at all what I'd expect from someone of your background, Jose answered, and Lucy gasped as she realized who he was referring to. I'm talking about you, of course. Lady Lucy, the privileged daughter of the wealthy Hartfilia family, Jose finally revealed. But how did you find out about that? Lucy asked in shock. You know, I'm surprised you never told your fellow guild members the truth. And I don't understand why the daughter of a wealthy tycoon would stoop to such cheap and dangerous work as wizarding for such a low-class guild, do you? Jose asked. I've been kidnapped, Lucy said, her voice trembling. No, my dear. I promise it's not like that. We're not looking for ransom money, we're just doing our job. Your father hired us to bring you home, Jose said. Lucy gasped. No, I don't understand. Why would he want me back? Why are you confused? Any father would search for a daughter who ran away, Jose mused. Not him. Honestly, I'm shocked that he even noticed I was gone. I'm never going back to that house. I want nothing to do with him. Lucy affirmed strongly. Oh dear. I should have known you'd be difficult, Jose huffed. You might as well just let me go, Lucy demanded. I'm sorry, I can't do that, Jose replied. Please. I really need to go to the bathroom. Lucy blushed. Come on, you don't think I'd fall for that old trick, do you? Jose chuckled. No, really. I can't hold it. Lucy squirmed. Fine then. Go ahead. Jose placed a bucket down in front of her. Lucy was baffled. A bucket? Jose chuckled in amusement. I'm ready for any trick you might try. Lucy sighed, standing up and shifting. Guess it will have to work. You're going to use it? I've never met such a bold young lady. I'll turn away because I'm a gentleman. Jose frowned as he hastily turned his back to her. Lucy smirked. Without hesitation, she kicked Jose, causing him to double over in pain. You know, there's a reason why old tricks are still around. Because they work. Lucy said as she pranced away, looking back at him playfully. Bye. Take care, okay? Lucy ran to the open doorway and gasped in surprise when she stopped at the edge, looking out at the city. As Lucy gazed over the vast view, her eyes fell upon someone familiar. Someone she definitely knew. She soon recognized the unmistakable spiky blonde hair of Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto looked up and immediately saw Lucy standing at the edge of the tower. He halted and mouthed the word, jump. Oh, and I forgot to mention. This tower is several stories high. I must admit you really did a number on me, young lady. But you're not going to get away with it. You will be punished. I'll show you just how terrifying Phantom Lord can be. Jose threatened as he wobbled over to Lucy, still in pain. Lucy turned to look at Jose and then back down at Naruto. She nodded to him, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath. She jumped. Jose's jaw dropped in shock as he watched her leap. Lucy's eyes remained shut as she fell, putting her complete trust in Naruto. She knew he would catch her. Naruto sprinted toward the falling Lucy and leaped high enough to catch her in his arms. Once he secured her safely, he made a fast descent to the ground, landing solidly on his feet. Concern filled his eyes as he looked over at Lucy. Lucy? Are you okay? Are you hurt? He asked softly. I'm okay. Thanks to you, she replied. Naruto gently placed Lucy back on the ground. She stumbled slightly, prompting him to support her by grabbing her shoulders. "Lucy, will you please turn around? Let me get you out of these ropes," he said softly. Lucy nodded and turned around. Naruto took a kunai from his leg pouch and, with one swift motion, cut through the ropes binding her hands. Lucy rubbed her wrists, relieved to be free, before turning back to Naruto, tears welling in her eyes. In a quick moment, she wrapped her arms around his shoulders and embraced him, trembling as she clung to him. Tears streamed down her face. Surprised at first, Naruto soon returned the embrace, soothing her shaking back. "You must have been scared. Thank you for trusting me. You're safe now, I'm here to protect you." "It's okay now," he comforted. Tears continued to flow as Lucy held on tighter, burying her face in his. Naruto's hand soothed her back while his other arm supported her, preventing her from collapsing. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All of this. Everything. It's my fault. But I don't want to leave. I want to stay with you guys. I love being in Fairy Tail. Especially after meeting you. I want to spend more time with you. I want you to be with us more. I want to get to know you better. I want to be with you and the rest of Fairy Tail." Lucy cried, her tears smearing onto her face and Naruto's clothes. Naruto released his grip, and they both knelt as he locked eyes with her. Lucy felt as if his blue eyes were looking into her very soul. "Lucy, you are part of the Fairy Tail Guild. You are part of the family. You don't have to leave. Don't worry, don't cry, everything will be okay. We will make sure you don't get taken away from us," Naruto assured, cupping her face and wiping away her tears. Lucy felt warmth wash over her. She knew she was safe with him. "Now then, want me to carry you on my back? Let's head back to the guild. Back to our new home." Naruto smiled warmly, his baby blue eyes filled with kindness. Lucy smiled and nodded. With that, she happily clung to Naruto's shoulder as he carried her back home. She giggled, "Now I know why Urza and Mira are falling for him so hard. He's such a kind person." Meanwhile, Jose roared furiously, "She's made me angry. She's sealed her fate." Back at the shabby and barely patched-up Fairy Tail Guild Hall, down in the basement, the members sat around, resting and tending to their wounds. Their spirits were low, filled with disappointment. "Ugh, I can't believe we had to retreat," one member exclaimed. "It's just not fair," another added. "We should go back," someone else suggested. "Yeah, we could have easily taken them down right then and there," another chimed in. "Okay, so their headquarters is here. I think we should hit them with some long-range spells from the southeast hill," Mikao proposed as he, Wakaba, and a few other Fairy Tail members examined a map to formulate a counterattack strategy. "I'm bringing out all of my explosive lacrimas next time," Wakaba declared. "Hey guys, I'm going to need some spell books for holder-type magic from the archives," Mikao shouted. Makarov sat atop a table in front of the request board, his legs crossed and arms folded against his chest. His head was tilted slightly down, and his eyes were gently closed as he awaited Naruto and Lucy's return. "Guess they're not back yet," Gray said, standing next to Master Makarov. Natsu stood in silence, leaning against the wall next to the request board with his arms crossed, his face showing concern and frustration. "We let him do all the work again." "Don't worry, Gray. Naruto should be back with Lucy anytime soon," Makarov murmured softly, opening an eye to glance at the ice wizard. As soon as Master Makarov finished his sentence, footsteps echoed down the stairs leading to the basement where everyone was gathered. Naruto slowly descended the steps, carrying Lucy on his back as her arms clung to his shoulders. She peeked over his right shoulder, waving to her fellow guildmates with a smile. "You two made it back safely. That puts me at ease," Makarov said, his heart settling now that his precious children were safe. Naruto walked over to a barrel next to Natsu, carefully setting Lucy down before stepping back. "I'll help out around here," Naruto called to Master Makarov, who nodded in approval. Naruto moved about the basement, assisting any members who were injured during the fight with Phantom Lord, using his healing abilities. Everyone was amazed as their wounds, no matter how slight or severe, seemed to vanish as if they had never been injured. They felt renewed and invigorated. Makarov observed the shinobi with contentment. That boy is all sorts of wonder and mystery. So powerful and kind. I'm truly happy to have him in our family. I am proud to call him one of my children. Lucy, are you all right? Did they hurt you? Makarov asked with concern. I'm fine. Naruto got to me and rescued me just in time, Lucy replied, smiling to herself. That's good to hear. We're glad you're back with us unharmed, Gray said in relief. Yeah, you worried all of us to death, Lucy. Natsu added cheerfully. I'm sorry. This is all my fault, Lucy muttered, regret evident in her voice. What? How is this your fault? Natsu exclaimed suddenly. Natsu, calm down. Gray replied irritably. Natsu crossed his arms, visibly annoyed. It's just, I never told you guys the truth. But Lucy hesitated, struggling to continue. This caught Makarov's attention, and he looked at Lucy with concern. Lucy, what is it? Happy urged gently. She remained silent, her mouth twitching as she sought the strength to speak. Go on, Lucy. Please tell us. This is your home and your safe space. You are one of us. Please, Lucy, Makarov encouraged softly. Lucy sighed and took a deep breath before beginning. I'm Lucy Hartfilia, from a privileged family. I wanted to escape, so I ran away from home. My father wants me back for some reason. He was the one who hired Phantom Lord to bring me home. So, the reason why Phantom Lord is attacking Fairy Tail is because of me. It's my fault. But I don't want to leave. I want to stay. Lucy cried, tears welling up in her eyes. Makarov grunted, that explains a lot. I guess that's just the downside of being wealthy. You get targeted by people. Well, at least you're protected by a real man like me. Elfman said with a smirk. Hey, can you give it a rest already? Gray yelled in irritation. Why did you hide the truth from us, Lucy? Happy asked. I wasn't trying to hide anything. It's just hard to bring up that I'm a runaway in casual conversation. I've been gone for a year, and my father hasn't cared. Now he wants to force me to come back? He's done horrible things just to get me to go back. I hate him. Still, if I hadn't run away, none of this would have happened, Lucy lamented sorrowfully. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Your dad's the one to blame, Elfman remarked. Idiot. Gray chided. I mean it's Phantom's fault. Elfman corrected himself frantically. No. I'm the one who brought trouble to this guild because of my own selfish choices. I'm so very sorry. I just want to go back home and hope this will all be over with, Lucy sighed. I don't know about that. I can't see you playing the part of the pretty princess, sitting around in your mansion, laughing with us in this guild hall, going on adventures even though you freak out. All the time, that's who you really are. You just said you wanted to stay with us. Why would you ever go back to the place you ran away from? Especially now that we have the awesome Naruto Uzumaki with us. Come on. You're Lucy of Fairy Tail. No more running because you belong here with us. Natsu declared proudly, thumping his chest. Don't cry. It's just not like you. Gray said, trying to comfort her. Yeah, please. Real men are weak to womanly tears. Elfman added, shaking his head. Sorry. Lucy wept. Makarov chuckled. Lucy, you are now one of Fairy Tail. You are family. This is your family. Once you are a fairy, you will always be a fairy. We will never let you go. Hey Kana, is everything all right? You seem troubled, Naruto asked with concern as he approached her. She sat on the ground with one knee up, holding her chin as she stared at her magic cards, deep in concentration but also beginning to tire from the lack of progress. Kana exhaled sharply, flinging her magic cards in frustration. It's just, I'm not getting any kind of read on where Mystigan is, she complained. Mira turned around and looked at her, huffing. Oh dear, you did your best. Mystigan? Naruto asked in wonder. He's one of our S-class wizards, the same as Urza, Mira explained. I see. Speaking of, where is she? Is she all right? Is she hurt at all? Naruto asked. She's fine. She's currently in the shower, Mira replied. Gotcha. Listen, if they're really targeting Lucy, then they're bound to attack us, and I would bet it's sooner rather than later. We have to be prepared to act if anything happens. Kana warned. Mira turned back to what looked like a crystal ball as Naruto peered over in curiosity. Help us, Laxus. We can't seem to locate Mystigan, so we could use you right about now. Fairy Tail is in terrible danger. Mira begged desperately. I don't see how this is remotely my problem. You're big girls, so deal with it yourselves. Laxus rejected coldly. Naruto scoffed in displeasure upon hearing that. So you're not going to help us? Kana shouted in disbelief. Of course not. Why would I? That senile old toad started all this. Why do I have to be the one to clean up his mess? Laxus spat. Please, Laxus. Phantom's trying to kidnap Lucy. Mira pleaded. Oh, do I even know her? Oh wait, is it that new girl? I'll tell you what, if you can talk the blonde into being my girlfriend, I'll do anything she wants, Laxus goaded. You're such a pig. Kana fumed. Is that how you really want to talk to the guy you're begging for help? Plus, I have no idea why you are begging me for help. I'm not stupid, I see that idiot twin of mine standing behind you all. Why ask me for help when you have the legendary Naruto Uzumaki? Laxus smirked. I tell you what, just hand the guild over to me, and then I'll think about helping. Laxus then broke down into a fit of manic laughter. It annoyed Naruto to no end being called the twin of someone so crude and disgusting, and he scowled at him in complete irritation. Mira clenched her teeth furiously, taking her tightly gripped fist and striking it in an attempt to shatter the crystal ball. Naruto immediately rushed over, taking her into his arms and putting himself between her and Laxus. If you won't help, then so be it. We don't want help from people like you, Naruto snapped sharply. Bissy, don't get that attitude with me. I'll show you not to mess with me, I'll take you down. Don't try me, kid, Laxus snarled before he hastily cut the connection. Kana sighed. I'm sorry, Naruto, you don't deserve to be treated like this. Don't pay any mind to him, he isn't worth your time. Naruto huffed. It's alright. I don't really care. Mira bit her lower lip harshly as tears began to form in her eyes. She fell forward, grasping onto Naruto's back as she began to cry into his sage coat. Oh, Naruto. Naruto. Mira blubbered. Mira. Kana looked at her in worry, her eyes watching anxiously as Mira broke down. Naruto stood still, his head down, allowing Mira to release her pent-up emotions. Oh, Naruto. How can someone in Fairy Tail be so heartless and cruel? I don't understand. Oh, Naruto. Mira cried. I can't take this anymore. I can't just sit here and watch. I have to join the others and fight. Wait, Mira, don't be ridiculous. Kana retorted. I feel totally useless being stuck here at the guild hall. I want to help. I understand, but you'll only get in the way as you are now. Even if you were once an S-class wizard. Naruto took a deep breath. He turned around and brought his arms over, pulling Mira into a comforting embrace. Mira's arms reached over, holding onto Naruto tightly as she continued to cry. Naruto, please, you've got to help us. You're the only one we can turn to. Please. I promise you, Mira, everything will be all right. I will make sure of it. I am here now, and I am here to stay. And I am here to help. I will make sure Lucy stays with us, Naruto assured. Urza stood in the shower, allowing the hot water to soothe her and heal her wounds. I wonder if you're back already. Naruto. Safe and sound with Lucy. I hope you are. You need your rest too. You've done so much throughout this crisis. Everything you've done has been crucial. Had you not acted as you did, Master Makarov would not be here with us, we wouldn't have been able to secure Lucy's safety, and we wouldn't have won so easily against Gajeel and Arya of the Element, please. Please be safe. Urza was snapped back to reality when a sudden thunderous rumble came from outside. Hey, what's going on? Gray shouted in confusion. Outside. Alzak hollered in panic. From outside the back doors of the Fairy Tail Guildhall came the headquarters of Phantom Lord, stomping its way on a massive rock platform toward the Fairy Tail Wizards. Naruto ran out and stopped in his tracks as he looked upon the Colosseum structure. What in the world is that thing? Natsu exclaimed in horror. It's Phantom Lord's headquarters. Naruto replied, his face contorted in anticipation. What enormous legs! Happy cried. Phantom's here. Lok yelled. Makarov stood, veins bulging from his forehead as he looked on in absolute fury. Everyone shook in fear as they watched the Phantom Lord headquarters finally come to a stop, its long spider-like metal legs settling down and creating giant splashes of water. Naruto looked over to Urza as she dashed out frantically, still wrapped in a bath towel. He saw her shivering nervously. Naruto! I never anticipated this. They're going to such extremes just to attack us. Urza fretted. I know, Urza, neither did I, Naruto replied as he focused his gaze upon the Phantom Lord headquarters, remaining calm and fully prepared to ensure that nothing and no one from Fairy Tail came to harm. Jose! Such audacity! There will be hell to pay when I find you. Makarov exploded. The magic focusing cannon Jupiter. Engage! Jose ordered fiercely. The circle of masked, monk-like wizards in front of Jose began activating bright-colored magic circles. Bright static lightning fueled as magic power began rising. In the center of the Phantom Lord headquarters, a gigantic golden cannon emerged. It stretched out towards the Fairy Tail Guildhall to its maximum length, aimed directly at Fairy Tail. Within the cannon's opening, a dark, sizzling energy circle began to form. Destroy them! Jose roared. Yes, sir, came the reply. Get out of here now! Urza exclaimed frantically as Naruto immediately dashed towards the Jupiter cannon. My precious children, get out of here! Makarov shouted. Naruto, stop! Naruto, what are you doing? Get out of here! Urza cried in a frenzy. Naruto, this is reckless. You're risking your life. Wakaba shouted. Don't be foolish. Mikao looked on at the shinobi, his face contorted with fear and concern. Naruto, no. Stop. Natsu frantically ran to pull Naruto back, but Gray held him back. Stop, Natsu. We have to have faith in him. Gray yelled, gripping the struggling fire wizard tightly. Urza clenched her fists, biting her lower lip as she watched reluctantly from the back. Please be careful, Naruto. Everyone stood back, anxious to see how the shinobi would stop the impending attack. Naruto held out his right hand, allowing his chakra to manifest. A blue ball of pure chakra began forming in his palm, growing larger as Naruto's wind chakra enveloped it. He raised his arm high, concentrating and pouring all his chakra into the ball, causing it to expand rapidly. The wind-natured chakra around it began to take the shape of a shuriken. Naruto continued to let it grow, expanding the shuriken's wingspan until it matched the size and power of the Jupiter cannon's blast. Everyone gaped in awe, their jaws dropping as they watched in disbelief. Urza and Makarov were completely fixated on the brilliant cluster of energy. Then, Naruto leaped high into the air, positioning himself in the path of the Jupiter cannon and shouted, "Wind style! Raisin Shuriken!" As the Jupiter cannon fired its blast, Naruto hurled the massive Raisin Shuriken towards it, swiftly landing back at the Fairy Tail Guildhall. Everyone, prepare for the explosion! Naruto hollered as he landed firmly, looking up at the impending clash of energy blasts. As the two energy masses collided, they soared high into the sky, with the Raisin Shuriken expanding to encompass the Jupiter cannon's blast and its surrounding area. The Raisin Shuriken's power began to cancel out the cannon's blast, creating a mighty shockwave that reverberated throughout Magnolia. Everyone felt the effects of the energy cancellation as it released a thunderous rumble through the ground. Urza stood frozen in shock. So that his plan was to cancel the blast with an equal force, Makarov realized. No, Naruto's power was much greater than that cannon, Natsu said, looking at Naruto in admiration. Yeah. In fact, Naruto's blast was the dominating force, Gray added, astonished by Naruto's power. And all that energy that's brilliant and mighty. Kana gasped. What was that blast? What did Naruto call it? Gray asked. Wind style, Raisin Shuriken. Whatever that means, Urza said, eyeing Naruto, who stood ready to face the Phantom Lord. Such power. So much energy concentrated into one ball. That takes incredible control. The training Naruto must have undergone to master that is unimaginable. To manipulate his power to that extent makes Naruto one of the most powerful individuals I've ever encountered, Makarov said, arms folded and gaze fixed on the blonde shinobi. Lucy stood frozen, unable to find words to express her awe at what she had just witnessed. DMN. Naruto is really that powerful, Gray muttered. He truly lives up to his name. He is a powerful ally. So impressive, Elfman exclaimed. Such strength. Such overwhelming power. So brilliant, Urza marveled. In fact, that kind of power is easily S-class, Kana noted. That's right. It would be foolish of me not to declare Naruto an S-class wizard, or rather that S-class ninja of fairy tale. He is on par, if not more powerful than Laxus and Mystigan combined, Makarov agreed. Then it's a good thing he's on our side. We'll show those phantom members. We will take every one of them down. Natsu smirked. Meanwhile, Jose trembled with rage, his teeth grinding and fists clenching so tightly that his palms began to bleed. He stomped his foot in fury. Naruto Uzumaki, you will pay. If death is what you want, then I'll give you a second helping of Jupiter. You have 15 minutes to hand over Lucy Heartfilia or face a horrible fate. Jose raged. Naruto scowled, glaring at Jose as his anger began to rise, then scoffed and chuckled in amusement. Fool. Handing Lucy Heartfilia over to you is out of the question, Naruto declared firmly. Yeah. Like we'd hand one of our members over to someone like you. Biska retorted. Lucy is staying with us. Macau added. Lucy gasped in shock, her heart touched by her guildmate's fierce loyalty. We'd never betray her like that. You'd have to kill us first. Urza shouted. Yeah, you can stop asking. We won't give you an answer. We're taking every one of you down. Natsu cried with fierce determination. Lucy stood by, tearfully watching her fellow guildmates' unwavering devotion to one of their own. Naruto smirked, listening to the unyielding loyalty of Fairy Tail towards their family. No one would ever make them give up on a fellow member. He would stop at nothing to protect something as precious as that. Jose growled at their defiance. Fine. Then I guess you want a second round of Jupiter. Very well. Wish granted. Naruto, watch out. He's going to fire again. Urza yelled in panic as she raced toward him, quickly changing into her heavy armor and preparing to assist in any way she could. A swarm of ghostly soldiers suddenly surged out from the Phantom Lord headquarters, flying toward the Fairy Tail wizards. No way! If he fires, he's going to harm his own men. Macau shouted in disbelief. He's bluffing. Surely he wouldn't do anything like that. Wakaba said, his voice trembling with fear. No, he'll do it. Those phantom soldiers are created by Jose's shade magic. They're not human, so it won't matter to him if they're destroyed. Naruto, we've got 15 minutes. Kana added. We need to do something about that Jupiter cannon. Do you mean like, destroying it? Natsu shouted. Yes. Upon hearing that, Naruto didn't waste any time. He reached behind him and grabbed hold of the Kusanagi, unsheathing it in one swift motion. Urza noticed and stepped back, watching him anxiously. His katana. I've never seen him use it until now. What's he going to do? Naruto, get out of the way. I'm going to wreck that thing to pieces, and I only have 15 minutes. Natsu hollered as he ran toward Naruto and Urza, with Happy flying closely behind. Natsu stopped in his tracks as he saw the katana in Naruto's hand ignite with brilliant lightning. Kusanagi no Tsurugi, Kidorga Tana. Naruto shouted as he leaped toward the Jupiter cannon, swinging the Kusanagi upward and slicing through the cannon with a single, rapid motion. The power of the lightning blade was immense, effortlessly cutting through the metal. The cannon split open, crashing down and creating a massive splash upon hitting the water below, forming a larger opening into the headquarters. Naruto hastily returned to the surface as the rest of the guild looked on in disbelief. Meanwhile, Jose watched, his rage boiling over as he felt an overwhelming desire to defeat Naruto. Naruto, how dare you disrupt my plans? I swear I will make you pay. You will regret ever joining that guild. No way. He just cut through the cannon just like that? Wakaba sputtered. So smoothly and easily. What was that? Mikao asked in confusion. That lightning blade was so powerful it could easily cut through the cannon. Urza marveled. As I said, Naruto's control over his power is incredible. Not only can he gather and concentrate his energy, but he can also manipulate it into different elements like wind and lightning, Makarov explained, watching in amazement. Man, I feel so useless. This old man has been standing idly by while you youngsters do all the work. Actually, to correct you, Master, Naruto has been doing all the work. Once again, Gray huffed. Plus, there's nothing wrong with that. You're too manly to fight, Master. Just leave it to us younger members. Elfman bellowed. In fact, Master, could you do us a favor and report all of this to the Magic Council? Let them know about the atrocities Jose of the 10 Wizard Saints is committing, Urza said. Makarov nodded. That's a great idea. I'll take care of it, Urza. With that, Makarov strolled back inside the Fairy Tale Guildhall, hands locked behind his back. Natsu sighed. He admired Naruto and was once again in awe of his strength, but he felt frustrated. Naruto, you keep trying to take on all this burden by yourself. You're not alone in this. Don't get too cocky. You haven't beaten me yet. Awaken the giant. Jose commanded furiously. What the giant? What is that supposed to be? Laki exclaimed fearfully. XXX meanwhile XXX. In the control center of the Phantom Lord Guildhall. Element connection secured. Activating horizontal stabilization. The giant awakens. The 4 pillars of the Phantom Lord Guild began to shift, and the Guildhall transformed, causing the ground below to shake. What? No fair. Just when Naruto destroys the Jupiter Cannon, Master Jose has more up his sleeve. Wakaba cried in despair. Naruto, what do we do? Natsu shouted. Alert and shocked, Naruto and Urza readied themselves, holding their positions for what was to come. Hold on, Natsu. Don't do anything yet. Everyone stand back. Naruto hollered. Everyone stand back. Urza shouted emphatically. Terrified and in disarray, everyone ran around, screaming in distress. Circles of Jose's phantom soldiers surrounded the Guildhall as it continued to shift and transform, creating earth-shaking quakes. Hip joints stabilized. Now standing. Atop the now transformed Guildhall, an eerie night-like face with red glowing eyes emerged. No way. You have to be kidding me. Kana gasped. The giant. Phantom's most powerful weapon, Locke said. Kneel before me, you detestable brats, or you will fall victim to my wrath. Savor your last moments because soon I will end your pathetic lives. Jose mocked. What's your next move now, Naruto Uzumaki? Urza looked over to Naruto in concern, and to her surprise, he stood glaring angrily yet calmly. They're coming to attack again. Alzak shouted. Giants and ghosts? How are we supposed to handle this? Biska asked. Naruto, what do we do? Urza asked, but Naruto remained calm. He straightened himself and took a deep breath. Oh, screw this. I refuse to let Naruto do all the work. Come on, Happy. We're storming the place and taking that giant down. Natsu shouted. Aye. Happy chirped, immediately flying away with Natsu in tow toward the Phantom Lord headquarters. Wait, Natsu. It's okay, Urza. Let them. Naruto said. But Naruto. Elfman, we're going too. Gray hollered as he and Elfman followed closely behind Natsu and Happy. We will stay here and protect the guild. You with me, guys? Kana cried, holding up her magic cards, ready for battle. You guys go ahead, I will follow shortly after I take care of one more thing. Naruto shouted. We've got you, Naruto. We won't let you down. Gray hollered back before he and Elfman pressed on. Lucy, come with me. Mira said urgently, taking Lucy's hand and leading her away. Naruto noticed as he peeked over, watching the girls leave. His senses were on high alert. He turned his focus back to the fight but remained prepared to rush to Lucy's aid at the slightest hint of danger. I want you to stay there until this is all over, Mira said. Lucy immediately pulled her hand away from Mira, stepping back in displeasure. No. It's my fault we're in this mess. I can't just abandon everyone while they're out there fighting for me. It's not your fault, Lucy. I don't see it that way, and neither does anyone else. We're not just fighting for you, it's for all of us. It's for the honor of our guild. We're proud to fight this battle. Each and every one of us, Mira affirmed. Please. Just do as I say. Mira raised her hand, and magical energy swirled around her. Suddenly, Lucy lost consciousness, falling limp as Mira caught her in her arms. Read us, take her to the hideout, Mira instructed. Of course. Read us replied, quickly summoning a carriage pulled by a purple boar and transforming it into its life-sized form. I'm counting on you to take care of her. Absolutely. With that, Read us hastily rode off into the distance. I may not be strong enough to join the others in battle, but there are ways I can help my friends, Mira thought as she transformed into an exact duplicate of Lucy. Triplets. Yeehaw! Biska and Alzak fired at the phantom soldiers in rapid succession, standing back to back. Bring it on! Wakaba yelled, taken by surprise as a phantom soldier approached him. He froze, nearly allowing it to pass through him before a hand gripped his arm and pulled him aside just in time. Naruto! Don't let them touch you! Naruto warned as he and Urza fought side by side. That's right. Whatever you do, just don't let them touch you. Loke added. Correct. With a single touch, my phantom soldiers can weaken your life force. Shade magic. Jose roared from above, smirking. So we just avoid them, right? Alzak asked for confirmation. Let's show them what we can do. Biska said confidently. Alzak aimed his gun at the army of phantom soldiers. Loading gun's magic. Sunlight shot. He opened fire, watching as the cluster of phantom soldiers disintegrated into thin air. Show them what you've got, Biska. Yeah. Requip gun. Yeehaw. She cheered, pulling out 2 large machine guns and firing non-stop at the phantom soldiers. All right. Macau smirked. That's more like it. Wakaba added. Nice shooting, lady. Kana said proudly. To their disappointment, however, the phantom soldiers reappeared, as new as ever. Come on. Biska cried in dismay. They can regenerate? Alzak shouted. Now what? Kana yelled. Now that just isn't fair. Wakaba complained. We can't seem to catch a break. Macau fretted. There'll be no end to them if we fight like this. Loke said. Naruto and Urza exchanged glances, and as soon as they locked eyes, they knew what had to be done to resolve the chaos. Suddenly, Naruto perked up, sensing incoming danger. Crap, Lucy is in danger. He quickly formed a hand seal, fingers crossed, before shouting, Shadow Clone Jutsu. In an instant, an exact replica of Naruto burst into existence, startling Urza. Naruto, what is going on? Urza asked in shock. Whoa, it's 2 Narutos. Wakaba exclaimed in amazement. I'm sensing something is off. I need you to head over to Lucy and check on her, Naruto instructed his clone. Right. On it. The clone affirmed before vanishing from sight, rushing to Lucy's aid. So that's why he stayed back. Naruto, you're brilliant. Urza thought. Naruto then abruptly grabbed Urza, lifting her into his arms, snapping her out of her daze as he leaped onto the water, his feet skimming the surface as they ran. Come on, Urza, let's go and put a stop to Jose. Urza nodded, her face flushed. She looked up at him as they raced toward the Phantom Lord headquarters. Am I dreaming? Is the legendary Naruto Uzumaki really carrying me and running across the water? Be careful, you two. Come back to us safe and sound, you hear me? Kana hollered as she watched them run farther into the distance. He can even run on water. Wakaba cried. Seriously, what can't Naruto do? He can create massive power blasts, cut through steel with a lightning blade, create clones, and even run on water. He's unstoppable. Macau said in awe. Triplets. Whoa, what is all of this? Natsu wondered as he and Happy entered a vast room through the opening of the now-destroyed Jupiter cannon. The room held the remnants of a giant transparent sphere in the center, surrounded by various colored spheres. A Colosseum clock hung from the ceiling. Natsu and Happy stepped carefully over the shards of glass from the giant sphere. They must have used that lacrima to collect magic energy. Happy chirped. It must have shattered after Naruto destroyed the Jupiter cannon. Yeah, but why did they need one that big? Natsu asked. Because magic-focusing cannons don't fire regular ammunition. They fire concentrated magical power. Happy replied. Little Blue Cat, you are correct. But thanks to that pesky Naruto Uzumaki, it is now destroyed. I'll have to teach you little pests a lesson as payback. A strange man with black and white hair called out. Is he a guard? Happy cried. Whoever you are, you're going down. Natsu shouted furiously as he charged at the man. I don't think so. I don't care what you think. Natsu retorted, igniting his fist in flames to strike his opponent. But instead of hitting his foe, Natsu found himself struck by his own fist. Ow! Why'd you punch yourself, Natsu? Happy shrieked. I didn't. My fist just went crazy. Natsu replied frantically as he stumbled back to the ground. The man chuckled in amusement, watching the fire wizard panic in confusion. Triplets. Back at the Fairy Tale Guild Hall, Kana and her fellow guildmates continued to fend off Jose's relentless phantom soldiers. Bisca fired continuously, oblivious to an approaching phantom soldier ready to take advantage of her defenses. She turned and froze in shock as the phantom soldier was struck and dispersed by one of Kana's magic cards. Thanks for the save, Kana. Don't let your guard down. Wakaba is only safe because of Naruto. We need everyone on their feet to fight these guys. We need to watch each other's backs. Those heartless creeps in Phantom don't understand how it feels to watch your friends fall or have your guild hall destroyed. Whatever we do, we can't allow them to take Fairy Tail down. Kana declared. Triplets. Natsu growled in frustration, charging at his opponent once again, but once more, he was struck by his own fists. Are you okay? Happy flew over, concern etched on his face. I did it again. That hurt. What's going on here? Natsu glared at his adversary. I'll show you, he shouted, charging once more. Natsu's flames surrounded him, sending him forward as his opponent rushed in and delivered a powerful kick. I am Totemaru, and I have complete control over the element of fire, he proclaimed confidently. Wait, I bet you're one of those. What's it called? Five Guys, aren't you? Natsu asked, struggling to his feet, wincing in pain. Geez, they're called the element for, Natsu. How could you not even get the number part right? Happy exclaimed. Yes, and any form of fire is my plaything to manipulate as I please, Totemaru said triumphantly. You've got to be kidding me. Natsu retorted. It doesn't matter if it's natural or magical. All fire will yield to my commands alone. Hate to break it to you, but you aren't controlling mine. Natsu, we don't have time to waste on this guy. We need to hurry and find Jose. And put a stop to this madness. Happy shouted frantically. This isn't going to go very well for you, my dear fire wizard. Suddenly, Totemaru shrieked in surprise as he felt a sharp blow to his side, sending him flying across the room until he crashed against the wall and fell to the ground. Natsu and Happy stood in shock as everyone stared in disbelief. Totemaru groaned, trying to sit up as his head spun. The last thing he remembered before being sent flying was a flash of yellow that was faster than his eyes could follow. Totemaru shook as he slowly began to rise, stumbling on his unsteady legs, clutching his side in pain. He looked up, fear creeping in as he came face to face with Naruto, who stood towering over him. To his dismay, he noticed Urza standing firm alongside Natsu and Happy. It's you. You're the one. Who destroyed the Jupiter cannon? Naruto Uzumaki. Totemaru stood, feeling small before the overwhelming presence of Naruto. It was just as, if not more intimidating than Master Jose. He was clearly out of his league here. Totemaru was confident in his abilities as one of the Element 4 of Phantom Lord, but he wasn't foolish enough to confront Naruto Uzumaki directly, especially after taking a hit like that. Naruto, what are you doing here? I was in the middle of fighting this guy before you came in and interrupted me. I had this. Natsu complained. Oh really? It looked like you were starting to struggle there, Happy teased. Sorry, Natsu. Naruto and I came to find Jose. The only way to the giant is through the hole left by the Jupiter cannon. When we came through, we happened to find you too and decided to help. Didn't think you'd be so ungrateful, Urza explained, annoyance creeping into her voice. I'm sorry. I'll never defy you again, Urza. Natsu yelped, his face comically turning purple. As if the situation couldn't get worse for Totemaru, he suddenly felt a chill. Before long, he found himself completely encased in ice. In a dramatic entrance, a monstrous man stormed in with a beastly-looking arm and knocked Totemaru out, sending him flying out of the giant, nowhere to be seen again. Gray! Naruto said in confusion, turning to see the ice wizard along with Elfman. Hey, what's the deal, Natsu? That was just sad. Earlier, you were going on about not letting Naruto do all the work, and here you are letting him fight your battles. Gray frowned. Hey, I was here first. I had this under control before Naruto and Urza came barging in. Natsu retorted angrily. Naruto sighed, chuckling at the banter between Natsu and Gray. It reminded him of his own playful rivalry with Sasuke. So, is this all that's left of the Jupiter cannon? Gray asked. Indeed, Naruto replied. Nice. Naruto frowned, sensing something was off. He turned to Happy. Happy, fly outside and see what's going on. XXX outside XXX. Hey look, what's that? Alzak asked as he pressed back-to-back against Biska, continuously shooting at the relentless phantom soldiers. It's drawing something, Biska exclaimed. A magic circle. Laki screamed. That's the magic circle for an abyss break. One of the forbidden spells. Mirajane said, fear evident in her voice. Oh. Happy chirped. That's not good. Naruto thought, watching with concern. Look at the size of it. A black wave that big would wipe out the entire city. Loke exclaimed. We're doomed. Happy shook in alarm. What do? We have to stop them. Natsu replied. I guess we should split up and start looking for this thing's power source, right? Gray suggested. Man, are we ever going to catch a break? Elfman sighed. Don't give up, guys. I'll leave it to you to find this thing's power source. I will press on with Urza and find Jose, Naruto added. Right. Before we split up, I'll leave each of you with a little something, Naruto said. Oh. Once again, Naruto formed a hand seal sign with 2 fingers on each hand, held together in a cross-like shape. Urza recognized the hand seal and stepped back to give him more room. Shadow clone jutsu. This time, 3 exact shadow clones of Naruto appeared. Natsu, Gray, and Elfman all jumped in shock. Whoa, it's 3 Narutos? Natsu exclaimed. I'll leave each of you with one of my shadow clones. They are exactly the same as me and have all of my strengths and abilities. Let them help you and guide you, Naruto explained. That way, I will still be able to assist you and protect you. The 3 Narutos each went to Natsu, Gray, and Elfman. Thank you, Naruto, Gray said. Come on. Let's do this, guys. We won't let you down, Naruto. Natsu shouted. Naruto gave a small smile and nodded to them before they all scattered in different directions. So, is that why you stayed back? Urza muttered. I sensed something was off with Lucy, so I needed to stay back and help for a bit before I knew we could safely leave to storm the giant, Naruto replied. That's why I sent my shadow clone to check on her. I see. You're always one step ahead. You're amazing, Naruto, Urza said. Triplets. Mira, how long do you think we have until the giant casts that spell? Khan asked. She stood atop the shambled fairy tale guild hall, back to back against Mira. Mira, still disguised as Lucy, stood inside the guild hall. I'd say about 10 minutes, if only we could figure out what's powering it, Mira replied. Don't worry, I'm sure the guys inside are looking for the power source right now, Kana said. Who all is in there right now? Mira asked. Natsu, Gray, Elfman, Urza, and Naruto, Kana replied. Elfman? But why? Mira exclaimed. What's the big deal? He wanted to go, Kana said nonchalantly. You know as well as I do that he can't fight. It's just too dangerous. Mira worried. He'll be fine. He was one of our best fighters in the raid earlier. Plus, Naruto is with them too. Kana reassured her. Fighting grunts is one thing, but if he went up against one of Phantom's best as he is now, I don't know if he could handle it. Besides, Naruto is probably going with Urza to look for Jose. As powerful as he is, he can't be everywhere at once. Mira argued. Actually he can. Kana rebutted. What are you talking about, Kana? I saw earlier. When Natsu, Gray, and Elfman all went off to storm the giant, Naruto and Urza stayed back for a bit. Naruto is amazing, Mira. You should have seen him. He sensed something was off with Lucy and made an exact clone of himself. He's able to create shadow clones. I bet he used his jutsu to make clones of himself to be with Natsu, Gray, and Elfman. Really? Mira said skeptically. Yes. Normally, if it weren't for Naruto, I would be worried like you. But not this time. We have Naruto. We have the amazing Naruto Uzumaki. I understand you're worried. We all suffered with you, Mira. I think this is Elfman's way of trying to leave the past behind and move forward. Let him do it. Rest assured that with Naruto by his side, he can do anything, Kana said. Mira stood in silence, her worry for Elfman still lingering. Elfman. Fighting to leave the past behind. Lisa-Anna. I need to start moving forward too. Oh no! Kana exclaimed. Mira, what are you doing? Stop. Don't do it. Ignoring their pleas, Mira, still disguised as Lucy, continued to stride down the sandy path, determined to confront the giant. Well. Jose cackled. Leave them alone. I'm the one you're after. I'll surrender if you swear to stop attacking our guild. Mira shouted, hoping to buy them a little more time. Master! Is that her? Someone called out. Jose scoffed. Be gone, imposter. Mira gasped. How did he know? Jose laughed menacingly. Nice transformation, but you can't fool me, young lady. I knew from the start that Lucy Heartfilia wasn't here. What now? Kana despaired. I'm useless. I can't do anything right. Naruto, please. As a real man, it's my duty to protect Fairy Tail even if it costs me my life. Elfman, watch out. Naruto hollered as he quickly grabbed Elfman's arm, pulling him back just in time. What the hell, Naruto? Elfman said, annoyed. Something is off. How impressive, just as I expected from the great Naruto Uzumaki, a sinister voice echoed throughout the Phantom Lord Guildhall. A tall, windy man with green hair, dressed in a brown suit, emerged from the ground, the one responsible for capturing Lucy. One of the Element Four, Elfman glared. Not taking any chances, Naruto dashed forward, appearing right in front of the man, gripping his throat and lifting him off the ground, causing him to struggle for breath before slamming him down. Elfman stood in shock, realizing that even though this was merely a shadow clone, there was no difference in power between the original Naruto and his clones. Let's go. We need to press on. We need to hurry. Naruto urged. Right. Elfman replied. An eerie magic circle appeared beneath Mira Jane, pulling her down. She grunted in pain as she became trapped in the giant's metal arm. Mira, no! Kana cried in panic. Did you really think your little trick would fool me? As punishment, I'll crush you to death as you watch your friends perish. Jose sneered. Mira! Elfman shouted. We have to get her down somehow. But how? Wakaba cried. Please guys, don't let us down. We're all counting on you to stop that giant. Please. Naruto. Kana pleaded silently. Suddenly, an explosion erupted in front of the giant, startling Mira. She looked over to see the black smoke clear. Naruto. Elfman, she gasped. Big sis? What's going on? How did they get a hold of you? Mira. Elfman shouted from atop the building. Without wasting any time, Naruto rushed over to free Mira from the giant's grasp. Mira, are you okay? What happened? Who did this to you? He asked, concern etched on his face as he jumped down to help her. Using his strength, Naruto pushed the metal apart just enough to free Mira. She fell limp, but he quickly caught her hand and hoisted her up. Wait, where are the others? Shouldn't you be helping Urza find Jose? She needs you more than us. You shouldn't be here. Mira gasped as Naruto carried her to safety. Once they were back on the building, Naruto explained, "Oh, I'm a shadow clone. My original is with Urza finding Jose. There are 2 more shadow clones, each with Natsu and Gray to help find the power source." Oh, so Kana was right. Naruto can make shadow clones. I shouldn't have doubted her. We could have avoided this whole ordeal. Mira thought to herself. Mira, I'm so glad you are okay. I never knew this happened. Naruto, this is why you were in such a hurry for us to press on. Your senses are incredible. Elfman exclaimed. Naruto smiled and nodded. I wanted to make sure we got here in time before Master Jose crushed Mira. But earlier, when we fought that Element 4 guy, why did you push me away so hard? That kind of hurt. Elfman inquired. That's because you were about to step onto him. If you had, he would have been able to scan your memories and take hold of your mind. I had to stop him before he could take control. I knew something was off with him, Naruto explained. I see. I owe you one then, for saving me and Mira Jane. Elfman began to choke up, tears welling in his eyes. Elfman, what's wrong? Mira asked, concerned. Oh, big sis. I'm so glad you're okay, he cried. Naruto chuckled. Come on, what's with all the tears all of a sudden? I can't help it. Elfman exclaimed. Real men cry real tears, huh? Naruto laughed. Mira giggled slightly. You saved me. Thanks, Elfman. Naruto. But wait. Mira looked over to Naruto. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Naruto nodded. What is it? Elfman asked. The magic circle, it's slowed down, Naruto replied. Right? Mira added. So, Mira, what is Abyss Break? It's a forbidden spell of the 4 elements. Wait, and those are? Naruto interrupted. This. Air, fire, water, and earth, Mira gasped. Naruto. The element 4. Do you have any idea how many of them are left? 2. Earlier, me, Natsu, Gray, and Elfman defeated Totemaru, who I assume is the element of fire. I just defeated another, but I'm not sure which element he was, Naruto replied. Judging by his appearance, I think he was Soul, the element of earth, Elfman said. So I guess that leaves 2 more. That must be it then. Each time one of them is beaten, the giant slows down. Mira realized. But why? Elfman asked. Oh, I get it. Naruto exclaimed. Naruto, you get me right? The giant is being powered by the element 4. If we can defeat the other 2, then we can stop the giant from casting the Abyss Break spell. Mira continued. Yes. Naruto replied. We have to hurry. The other 2 are probably somewhere inside the giant. Come on, Naruto. Mira said. Right, let's go. Triple X. Thank goodness they made it out okay, Kana grinned, suddenly gasping for breath as she fell to the ground in exhaustion. Kana! Mikao exclaimed, worried. Don't worry about me. Just focus on the enemy. We have to protect Fairy Tail. Kana retorted. You don't know the word quit, do you? Mikao smirked as he continued to dodge and fight against the relentless Phantom Soldiers. Listen up. If we're going to beat these creeps, we need to cover more ground. Kana shouted. I don't know what it is about our guild, but our ladies are ridiculously strong, Mikao thought with a smirk. Hey, where did Locke run off to? Laki inquired. He said he was going to check the hideout because he had a bad feeling about it, Alzak replied. What? You mean he ditched us? Wakaba cried. Also, I thought Naruto already took care of that. Remember when he made that shadow clone to check up on Lucy? The more, the merrier. If the Abyss Break is cast, they'll be in trouble too. Alzak retorted. Triple X meanwhile Triple X. Hey, Happy, Naruto. I just thought of something. Natsu exclaimed as he, Naruto, and Happy ran through the Phantom Lord Guild Hall. What is it? Happy chirped. When we finally beat Jose, I bet it'll put an end to all this crazy fighting. Natsu replied. Natsu, are you completely out of your mind? That guy's just as strong, if not stronger, than Master Makarov. There's no way you can beat him. However, with how powerful Naruto is, he might have the power to take down Master Jose. Happy exclaimed. Yes, see Happy. Not only do we still have the amazing Naruto Uzumaki, but we also have Urza and Master Makarov. And lastly, you got me. Natsu grinned. Now come on. Happy chirped happily. Naruto chuckled. I don't know what it is about him, Master Makarov, Urza, and Naruto. They are all powerful, but there is something special about Natsu that gives everybody hope. Happy thought as he flew over Natsu and Naruto. He's so much like me when I was still a genin. So much spirit and hope, Naruto smiled. Natsu, watch out! Naruto suddenly shouted as his senses went into overdrive. Reacting instinctively, both Naruto and Natsu jumped high, dodging a sudden outburst of powerful wind that seemed to have a mind of its own. As the wind finally dissipated, they realized it was Arya. How sad! I will make your wings of fire wither and fall, and all that will remain is a dragon's corpse, Arya said menacingly. Say what? Natsu replied furiously. Like hell you will, shouted a booming voice, startling everyone except for Naruto. Suddenly, a flash of yellow stunned Happy and Natsu, completely blindsiding Arya, who had no time to react. He was sent flying across the room from a powerful blow. Arya slammed hard against the steps behind him and lay slumped. Standing before him was a very unhappy Naruto. Natsu and Happy gasped in shock. Naruto! Happy chirped. Wait! Realization hit him as he looked at the Naruto standing beside him and the one in front of the now struck down Arya. The Naruto beside Natsu and Happy dispersed. Natsu jumped in surprise. Wait, what happened to him? What's going on? Hello, Natsu. Wait, I can recognize that voice any day. Natsu finally came to. Urza! We heard some commotion, so we came by to check, Urza said. Looks like we keep running into each other. Natsu looked over at Naruto. There was a different feeling about him at this moment. His presence was more overwhelming than usual. While his aura could be intimidating, it was also kind and benevolent. But this time, there was a certain dark feeling that Natsu could sense. Naruto's not happy. Natsu murmured. Naruto stood, relaxed with his hands in his pockets as usual, but he glared down at Arya with dismay. I hear you threaten my friends one more time, and you will not live to see tomorrow, Naruto stated angrily, his voice sharp. Naruto, I've never felt this aura before. Is this what it's like to anger you? I wouldn't want to be in that position. Urza thought with concern. Erg, how sad. Arya, the strongest of the element defeated. This is the second time you've defeated me, Naruto Uzumaki. Arya said weakly, fearful of the wrath he had incurred from the shinobi. Triplets. As Gray and Naruto crawled out onto the top of the giant, the sky turned dark and gloomy, and rain began to pour down on them. That's weird, when did it start raining? Gray wondered. Drip, drip, drop. Naruto perked up, urgently elbowing Gray as he turned to see a young woman dressed in blue attire, carrying a pink umbrella. Hello, she greeted. My name is Juvia, and I am the rain woman of the element drip, drip, drop. So you're one of them too? Then bring it on. Gray said, readying himself alongside Naruto to engage in battle. I must say, I'm impressed your guild was able to strike down three of the elements. However, you must not underestimate the remaining one, Juvia said threateningly. 3? You mean 3 of the element 4 have been defeated? Well, listen lady, if you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one. But let's get something straight, I'm not going to hold back just because you're a girl, Gray replied. Gray, think you can handle this one? Naruto asked, standing behind him, ready to support if needed. Yeah. Leave this one to me now. Back me up, Gray said. Naruto nodded. For a moment, silence fell, and only the sound of raindrops could be heard as the 3 stood in a tense stare down, anticipating an attack at any moment. Until a suddenly flustered Juvia turned around, her cheeks red. Well then I give up. You win. Goodbye. Juvia began to strut away. Naruto chuckled in disbelief. Out of everything he definitely didn't expect this, and he began to laugh. Where are you going? And stop laughing, Naruto, it's not funny. Gray shouted. Hey, come back and fight us. There must be something wrong with me. Why is my heart beating so fast? Juvia thought, her heart racing. Would you at least tell me how to stop the giant? Gray asked as he ran after Juvia while Naruto stood and watched in amusement. I don't know about you all, but it looks to me like she likes him. Ha! Should I step in or not? Naruto thought, speaking to Kurama and the rest of the tailed beasts. But, oh Kit, it's quite hilarious what you found yourself in. I think this kid can handle himself, though. Kurama boomed with laughter. Yeah, like your friend Natsu said, you can't do all the work. Let them have some fun. Shikaku chimed. Naruto chuckled. Whatever you say, you old rascal. I have this strong urge to make him mine. I just can't help myself anymore. Water lock. Juvia shouted, casting the same water lock she used to capture Lucy. The water lock encased Gray in a watery prison as he grunted in discomfort. Oh no, I might have to step in after all. Think what can get through water. Think, Naruto thought, as he hastily moved to free Gray from the water lock. But before he could act, ice began to overtake Juvia's water lock, quickly turning the water into ice. Gray was finally able to break free from the icy trap. Oh, turns out I didn't have to step in after all, Naruto smirked with pride. He must be an ice wizard. He froze my water lock and broke free. I've never witnessed the power of ice magic. It's beautiful. Juvia thought in awe. Hey, nice save, Gray. I was getting worried about you for a second there. Naruto said. Thanks, man. I got this. Gray replied. Hey, you almost got me with that sneak attack you pulled. You're playing dirty. Gray said, glaring at Juvia in annoyance. I really don't want to fight a girl, but I will if I have to. So you better surrender, otherwise, I might have to hurt you. Ice make, Lance. Gray shouted, taking his usual stance for his magic. Immediately, lances of ice appeared, seemingly aimed at Juvia. But in reality, the ice lances did nothing. My body is made entirely of water. Surprised? Drip, drip, drop, Juvia said. Naruto and Gray gasped in surprise. Yes, I mustn't forget, my love is also my enemy. We're on opposite sides of this war. I have no choice but to attack. It seems this is farewell, my prince. Water slicer. Juvia exclaimed, summoning a magic circle and unleashing a powerful wave of water. Gray, watch out. Naruto shouted as Gray narrowly dodged the water slicer, which sliced through the top of the Phantom Lord's pillar. Gray stood still, looking back in shock. When given the proper amount of force, water is strong enough to rip through steel. Underestimate its powers, and you'll find yourself in a world of pain, Juvia warned. Wait, Gray. Naruto called out as Gray prepared for another ice attack. What, Naruto? Do you have any idea how to beat her? Gray asked. Gray, if you keep attacking her like this, it will be an endless battle, and you'll just be wasting your magic energy. Instead, wait for her to attack again, and right as the water is about to strike you, use your ice magic to freeze the water and trap her in ice. Naruto shouted. Oh, that's brilliant. I'll give it a shot, Naruto. Gray replied. I don't know what all the chit-chat you all are doing is, but it's all over now. Feel the wrath of my scalding hot water. Juvia exclaimed, summoning a torrent of boiling water aimed straight at Gray. Remember, Gray. Use your ice to freeze it. Naruto shouted as Gray braced himself to freeze the incoming scalding water. Ah! Freeze up! Gray hollered, holding his hands up, eyes closed, and head turned away, ready for the worst. To his pleasant surprise, his ice attack succeeded. He unleashed ice until it completely froze Juvia's water. The ice continued to encompass her before shattering and sending her over the edge of the building. Naruto quickly dashed to the wall, using his shinobi skills to walk on it. He found his footing and grabbed onto Juvia's hand. Gray, thinking both Naruto and Juvia had gone over the edge, ran over in a panic. Naruto! I went overboard. Naruto, are you okay? Gray shouted as he peeked over, only to see Naruto standing on the wall, holding onto Juvia, who was still clinging to him. There's no way. This guy can walk on walls? Gray's jaw dropped in shock. Here, take her, Naruto said, lifting Juvia effortlessly and handing her over to Gray, who caught her and pulled her to safety. You must be Naruto Uzumaki. My master has been speaking about you a lot recently. But why did you save me? Juvia asked, feeling defeated on the floor. Just because. Now get some rest, Gray said. They saved my life. Tears welled up in Juvia's eyes, touched by Gray's kindness. You good? Starting to cool down a bit? Gray asked. Naruto stood with his back turned to both Gray and Juvia, relaxed with his hands in his pockets, chuckling quietly to himself. The bright sun finally emerged, its stunning rays beaming down into Juvia's eyes. So bright. The rain. It stopped. Hey, look, Naruto. The sun is coming out. Gray chimed. Indeed. It's beautiful, Naruto replied. The blue sky, I've never seen it before, Juvia added. Seriously? Gray said. Well, there you go. It's pretty, don't you think? It is. It's truly beautiful. Gray. Gray and Naruto looked over in surprise to see Elfman, Mira-Jane, and Naruto running toward them. So you took down another one of the Element 4, huh? Why does she have that creepy grin on her face? Elfman asked. I don't know. Must be having a good dream or something, Gray replied. So I think there's only one left. If we can defeat them, I think that'll stop the Abyss break, Mira-Jane added. Mira and Naruto just figured it out. The energy of the Element 4 is what's powering the giant, Elfman said. Wait, the giant seems to have stopped though. Naruto exclaimed. Wait, what? Naruto, you're right. That means all of the Element 4 has been stopped. But that's impossible. Arya is the strongest of the element. Natsu couldn't have been the one that stopped him. Mira replied. It must have been Naruto and Urza. Those two are like a dynamic power duo. No one could stand a chance against them, especially when they are teamed up. Gray added. Then that means all that's needed is to stop Jose. Come on guys. Let's go find them. They'll need as much help as possible. Mira declared. Right. Oh, so Mira put me to sleep to protect me? Lucy said. Yes, then we brought you to our emergency hideout, Ritas replied. I guess. They just didn't want me to fight. I know I couldn't do a whole lot without my keys, but I'm not helpless. Lucy frowned. Yes. But Lucy, you've got it all wrong. We're simply trying to protect one of our own. Then that's all there is to it, Ritas said. But still, I can't just sit here and do nothing while they're all fighting to protect the guild. I have to go back and help them. Lucy insisted. I can't let you do that. Mira gave me strict orders to keep you here. Ritas replied firmly. Suddenly, a loud thud echoed against the metal doors of the hideout, startling Lucy and Ritas. What was that? Lucy gasped. Just stand back, Lucy. Ritas urged. X meanwhile X. A dark and ominous presence filled the room as slow, mocking applause echoed from just a few steps away. Urza, Natsu, and Happy felt a wave of dread wash over them as the sinister Master Jose approached. In contrast, Naruto stood firm, calm and composed, ready for whatever might come next. Well, it seems that all my Element 4 have been defeated. Very well done, Naruto Uzumaki. The truth is, you is still alive, Gray revealed, much to everyone's surprise. Naruto stood among his friends, a mix of disbelief and hope washing over him. The revelation hung in the air, sparking a renewed determination within the group. They had faced countless challenges together, but this news felt different. It was a glimmer of light in their darkest moments. As they strategized their next move, Naruto felt a surge of energy. He remembered the lessons he had learned from his mentors, the strength that came from bonds forged in battle. He was ready to step up and take charge, to prove that he could be a leader in this fight. The camaraderie between Naruto and Natsu had grown stronger, their shared experiences deepening their friendship. They exchanged knowing glances, each understanding the weight of the journey ahead. Together, they would confront whatever awaited them, united in purpose. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over their surroundings, they prepared for the challenges that lay ahead. With renewed resolve, they set forth, ready to face the unknown, knowing that together, they could overcome anything.